Ghost Rider. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what time it is. It's episode number 63. You feel that? Of the Legal Wars Live Tour. You know what I'm saying? We out here in the upper west side of Manhattan. I gotta learn. I gotta learn these terms. You got the east side, you got the lower east end, you got midtown, and you got lower Manhattan, you got all over, you know what I'm saying? And on the island, you got, if you go north, you got Harlem, and I think you got Washington Heights, if I'm not mistaken. I've been on the island, man, basically, you know what I'm saying, staying here for only a couple of days, less than about a week, you know what I'm saying? But I've been in New York City for about a month, staying in New York City. I've been in the state of New York for 10 months, man. You know what I'm saying? I started in Jamestown, worked my way across Ithaca. That was all on a different tour. That was on the We the People tour. You know what I'm saying? On the We the People tour, I actually did touch the city of New York. You know what I'm saying? And ended the tour in New York. And then I told my people we were going to do the Tax the Rich tour. My goal, my plans was to go to San Diego, you know what I'm saying, and work my way up Highway 1, you know what I'm saying, up that gorgeous west coast of California. And then I was going to make my way back across to Colorado, you know what I'm saying, and that was going to be the Tax the Rich tour. But God had different plans. And if you think about it and you look at it, you see what I'm saying? The power structure in the Democratic Party, I'm not going to digress too much, is in the state of New York. That's facts. You know what I'm saying? You can't argue that. Chuck Schumer, you know what I'm saying? He's their Senate leader. And they're in the House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries is their leader. He represents the borough of Brooklyn here in New York City. So we understand that they power structures in New York, but the Democratic Socialists, you know what I'm saying, we did the live stream about that yesterday, are taking over the Democratic Party all over New York City. You see what I'm saying? On the federal level, definitely on the city level, they taking over. You see Mayor Mandami, AOC, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you think about tax the rich, really, I mean, think about Senator Warren in Massachusetts, or you would think about Bernie Sanders, Senator Sanders in Vermont. You know what I'm saying? It's a New England thing. So we're going to keep that Tax the Rich tour here in New England, currently all across the great city of New York. You know what I'm saying? That's how we getting down. So it's Tax the Rich. It's episode number 63. It's Big Ghost Rider. As you guys come into the live stream, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me. It's free to show somebody some love. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys hit the notification bell. And we're going to jump straight into the content, man. I hate to say I told you so. I told you so. You know what I'm saying? On the eve of the Americans, I'll say Americans because 70% of the American people wanted this war to end. You have 11% or so of Republicans, and you might have some people with Trump derangement syndrome who wants to see the war continue. But the best thing for America, the best thing for Israel, the best thing for Iran, the best thing for the Gulf states, and the best thing for the whole world is for this war to end. So we happy. When I say we, I'm not talking about the 11% of Republicans who wants the war to continue. You see what I'm saying? When I say we, I'm not talking about the people who want to see President Trump fail. I'm talking about regular Americans, and the rest of the citizens of the world are celebrating the Memorandum of Understanding. But what Ghost did is I warned y'all. And the reason I warned y'all, look, a Memorandum of Understanding, I'm an independent, Republican, Democrat, it don't matter. The Memorandum of Understanding under any other presidential administration, you see what I'm saying? I would have spoke differently of it, but because of President Trump and his temperament, I'm just thinking in my mind, listen, the first time President Trump sat down to negotiate with the Iranians, he gets upset because they're not coming along fast enough, or he gets upset because his word is not being taken seriously, or for whatever reason he's upset. It's probably a legitimate reason that he's mad. And I'm saying this is what I'm starting to realize, and what I'm finna tell you guys only 5 minutes in is so profound. President Trump in the business world, this is the art of the deal. Listen, I was thinking, man, President Trump, he's not negotiating how President Reagan negotiated and how he moved the Soviet Union. He's not moving like that. The way President Trump is moving, he's moving more like a mobster or a gangster or a warlord, like Putin or Zelensky. He moving like, you know what I'm saying, like your boy Netanyahu. So it surprised me. It's like he a businessman. He's supposed to be able to negotiate these deals. But upon deeper thought, this is the way he negotiates. This is the art of the deal. The only difference is in the business world, he don't have to use a Tomahawk missile. In the business world, he don't use guns. But when he's negotiating, if he's trying to make a deal with you, and you don't come along with his terms, then he gonna try to hit you some kind of way. In the business world, that's how he gets you to where he's trying to get you in the spot. You see what I'm saying? If y'all get where I'm coming from. So what on this level, you know what I'm saying, on the government level, so how President Trump's negotiating with Iran, it's like, hey, if they don't listen to what I'm saying, we gonna negotiate with a bomb. Now, I'm not gonna fault President Trump for the news that I'm gonna give you guys in just a second. You see what I'm saying? Because the news is that America and Iran are trading shots again. That's the news. But we're not talking about that for this second. I'm just talking about, I told you so. Ghostwriter told you. We celebrating a memorandum of understanding, but it's not over. We could slowly, if we're not careful, we could slowly creep ourselves into a greater conflict than what we had before. And that's just facts. And that's just because of the temperament of President Trump. President Trump, you are dealing with some thugs. You're not dealing with an American or somebody on Wall Street, or you trying to make some kind of business deal, or you trying to build some Trump towers. These aren't businessmen, these are thugs. They gonna grab guns too. When you talk about we gonna hit them with the force of the greatest military on the face of the planet, the Iranians, they say, come on with it. These are people who these are terrorists. They kill their own people by the thousands. They kill themselves. They assassinate themselves. You see what I'm saying? So you got to know what you're dealing with. And you can't get no attitude when you negotiating with these people. He should know by now. President Trump has been negotiating with the Iranians. This is like the third time in the middle of negotiating, he started striking them militarily. And I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to come to this. So moving forward, what I'm saying is I believe it's just appropriate that if the United States President Trump, big dog, this is what we gonna do. If at all possible, we gonna move you on and let you move on to bigger things and worry about bigger things. And we gonna leave J.D. Vance here and let him take complete control. Let him be the mouthpiece. That being said, let me give you the news. So let's start back to the very beginning. Because I could start the story, how Fox News probably will start the story, and tell you what really happened is the Iranians really started this, because they really did in a way. You know what I'm saying? The Iranians, they said, man, look, this how it's going down. We don't like the tone of the negotiations, so we gonna hit the Strait of Hormuz. We gonna close the Strait of Hormuz. So we gonna attack one of these cargo ships that's coming through with one of these Shahed drones. That's what they've been doing. You see what I'm saying? This is a terrorist nation, terrorist organization. But if we start the story from the beginning, what really happened is President Trump, he don't like the way the negotiations is going. So as I said, in the business world, with the art of the deal, if he don't like the way the negotiations is going with, say, you know what I'm saying, a real estate developer or something, he'll try to find some dirt on him. He'll try to pour some dirt on him. He'll try to hit him in the mouth. But see, as the president of the United States, that doesn't work as well, because now President Trump, he don't like the way the negotiations is going, so he starts threatening Iran. This is news, guys. This is why they trading strikes with each other. President Trump don't like the way the negotiations going. He start threatening Iran. He like, hey, I'm finna bomb you to smithereens. Y'all know how he do, where he get to talking like that. And what I'm saying is the average, I'm saying, listen, In this situation, both sides, they turned up. Both sides are kind of deranged. President Trump, I hate to say it, and the way he negotiates, the way he thinks, he's very aggressive, and the Iranians are too. And that's what I'm saying. If you have one side that one deranged, to me, in my mind, it's like the Iranians, because they've dealt with President Trump as much as they have, should be able to understand, okay, when he gets upset that the negotiations aren't going the way that he expects them to, he's just going to make threats. And they should understand that he's going to just make threats. We just got to ignore that. And we got to continue with the process. You see what I'm saying? But that's not what they did. You see what I'm saying? President Trump started making threats at the Iranians, telling them he gonna bomb them in the smithereens. He gonna wipe away a 2,500 year civilization. He gonna A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And the Iranians, the IRGC, they just don't like that. They don't like the way the way President Trump is moving in these negotiations. They're kind of tense and they're scared with him. Because the last two times that America was negotiating with Iran, they felt like America attacked them. It wasn't in good faith. And to be fair with you, it doesn't seem like it's in good faith. It does seem like. I mean, imagine if we negotiate and in the middle of negotiations, you slap me in the mouth or you bomb me or you hit my some of my military installations with missiles. So it seemed like you ain't negotiating in good faith. So the Iranians thinking this in their mind already, and then President Trump started making threats about bombing them into smithereens. So I guess with Israel and Lebanon, that situation's still going on, with Bibi Netanyahu not adhering to this peace deal, or what's going on with America that in Iran, because that makes it tense too. So the Iranians, they say, man, forget it. This man threatening to bomb us in the smithereens, so this is what we finna do. Bow! We gonna close down the strait. And they hit a ship in the strait. It's the weekend, so we hadn't seen the price of oil or the price of gas jump back up. But I'm saying, you just think about this. President Trump, from his position, saying that he wants to see the gas prices go lower because he know that's what's gonna help his party in the upcoming midterms. He want to see the gas prices go lower because that's his legacy. Before this conflict, gas under President Trump had never hit $3 a gallon. So I'm sure, yeah, he want them gas prices back down. So he's speaking about the gas prices and the oil companies price gouging to why the prices aren't falling quicker than what they should be. But what I'm saying, President Trump, you your own worst enemy in this situation, because it's your words, it's your threats, it's you saying that you're gonna bomb them or you're gonna do A, B, C, and D to them because you don't like the way the negotiations are going. You gotta know who you dealing with. You're not dealing with a CEO at Tesla. You're not dealing with the governor or the president, you see what I'm saying, of a business, or the governor of a nation, of a state. You're not trying to acquire property. You're not doing property taxes and property rights. These are high stakes, all the power in the world. You see what I'm saying? The Iranians, they not budging. So they attacked a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. This is more news, guys. President Trump and the United States retaliated, and they hit some sites in Iran. These are probably sites that they've been wanting to hit in Iran. You see what I'm saying? They hit some ballistic missile sites. Of course, you're going after the Shahed drones. They hit some sites in Iran. And we not finished. Iran retaliated again. So what I'm saying is, today is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. And I'm saying, if we wake up on Monday and this fighting is still going on, I'm saying, what's the memorandum of understanding for? It's counterproductive. So now the Iranians are saying the strait is closed. Now the Iranians launched the Shahed drone, so you know what's going to happen. The shippers, they going to just chill, man. They not going to want to go through the strait. It's too much of a risk for their cargo, for the ships, for their crew. So basically, and in effect, it don't matter what the United States does. Thank you for that donation, guys. It don't matter what President Trump does. Basically, what that means is that the strait, in effect, will be closed. And we right back to square one. You see what I'm saying? And I attribute that. Listen, I'm not gonna look, whenever you got a parent has two children, you know what I'm saying? And say one of those children is bad, but one of the children is really good. They got good grades, they play sports, they do really good or really well in other things. So your parent would expect more out of that child that does well. And it's hard sometimes explaining to the child how, listen, this child right here is bad, and I understand it. And it's not like I'm letting them get away with more, but it's that in order for us to get to a place of greatness, I know it's in you, baby girl, to do better. You got to excuse your brother. He kind of retarded, but I expect more out of you. You see what I'm saying? It's a situation like that. This is America. If President Obama or President Bush or President Biden or any other president was president, it don't matter, Republican, Democrat, it don't matter. In this situation, they will understand that the Iranians are crazy, they're retarded, and they're terrorists. Yes, indeed. But they also understand, President Trump, you have calculated the cost of this war. And after the calculations of the cost of the war, what you decided to do is bring the conflict to an end. That's the wisest thing to do. 70% of Americans, you see what I'm saying? Over 80% of the rest of the world. Yeah, the polling the rest of the world. Ipsos polled the rest 32 nations in the world, and over 80% in their country said they want this war to come to an end. So after doing the calculations, President Trump came to the right decision. It's time to end the war. So if you're going to end the war and you concentrating on gas prices, you got to control your mouth when you're dealing with a bunch of crazy people. Because if you don't control your mouth when you're dealing with a bunch of crazy people, all they got to do is launch a Shaheed drone into the Strait. Listen, fundamentally, let me get to this because I want to change the point. Because I gave you guys the news. America and Iran are trading strikes again. That's the news. I gave a lot of my opinion in this situation, and President Trump followed a lot of what I said in advice. That's why I had to jump back on here. Because I'm giving opinion, advice, and solutions on how to fix the problem. We're not just going to look at a problem on Legal Wars Live. I'm a strategist. I'm going to tell you how to fix it. You know what I'm saying? I got mad respect for James Carville, but he's a Democratic strategist. So in this situation, he'll never tell you how to fix it. Now, John Bolton, he's a Republican strategist. What I'm trying to say is, ghostwriter, on either side of the problem, I'm a patriot. I'm a veteran, United States military. It don't matter what it is. I want to see America win. When America wins, Republicans and Democrats win. You see what I'm saying? Together, independents win. We all win. And how we win is getting out this situation. So listen, I heard a senator, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was a senator from Connecticut. He said we gave up the leverage. And this is unbelievable to hear because he's got Trump derangement syndrome. And CNN, we don't need to use none of his advice. He said America gave up the leverage by unfreezing the funds and by lifting the sanctions. Let me tell you something. That's the same thing President Obama done. What you talking about? You got Trump derangement syndrome. How did President Obama make his deal with the Iranians? Okay, you let inspectors into the country. He said, oh, with President Obama, we let inspectors in the country. But President Obama don't have aircraft carriers in the Gulf. You idiot. He don't have aircraft carriers off the coast of Iran. He didn't have that. So, yeah, he had to let inspectors in. But what I'm saying is President Trump, yeah, with J.D. Vance, they said that, listen, this is what I'm saying. I don't know what's going on, but I heard Vice President Vance said he's going to incentivize the Iranians by releasing sections of those frozen funds. He's not going to release the funds all at one time. To me, that's common sense. You can't release the funds all at one time. You can't lift all the sanctions all at once. But to hear that senator, the reason why I advocated for lifting the sanctions and I advocated for unfreezing the funds, because let me tell you something, there's no other way in the world you could have got Iran to open up that strait. Look at where you are right now. The Iranians shot down an Apache helicopter in the middle of a ceasefire. You see what I'm saying? Coach Reggie, thank you so much for that donation. Everyone like that donation. You guys want to donate to the channel, hit the button with the $ in it, and your donations are much appreciated. Yeah, man, listen, I'm saying the only way you could have got the Iranians to come to any kind of understanding is by paying them. That's what President Obama did. Republicans made fun of President Obama. Now you got Democrats making fun of President Trump for unfreezing funds and lifting sanctions. But there's no other way you're going to get them to make the deal without giving them money. It don't matter who the president is. It don't matter which party it is. I'm saying fundamentally the mistake was going and attacking Iran in the first place. You see what I'm saying? That's the mistake. Or if you're gonna attack Iran, you should have started, like I said before, you should have started with that with the Strait of Hormuz. You should have started with the blockade. You should have led with the blockade. But because you did not lead with the blockade, you did something. You gave the Iranians something. You see what I'm saying? Listen, what I'm trying to tell you is the Iranians, they would have never attacked the Strait of Hormuz if they weren't attacked directly. Never. When the United States bombed Iran the very first time last year, they did not close down the strait. They got in a 12-day war with Israel. They did not close down the strait. Iran has had a threat over that Strait of Hormuz for almost decades. You see what I'm saying? But they never would close down the strait. They was afraid to do that because they knew the consequences they would have to pay with the United States. Fundamentally, that was the problem. Giving the Iranians the idea, giving the Iranians the opportunity to be able to say, hey, we can do something that's a pressure point to the whole world, close down a part of the whole world's economy. That was the mistake fundamentally, but we passed that. So hearing the senators say that we shouldn't have unfroze the funds, or we gotta, bro, listen, let me tell you something. His advice was, and I know President Trump ain't gonna listen to his advice. His advice is to put the sanctions back onto Iran and to freeze all of the funds again. If you do that, you're gonna break right back out to the same war that you was in. And that senator on CNN, I don't want to call your name, but it's very unheartful to think that you want to put American troops in harm's way and to continue a war that America cannot win just to see the Democrats secure a victory in November. Because you could secure a victory if the war ends anyway. But I'm saying coming out and telling the American people, or saying on CNN Live, that's why we don't trust what y'all say, politicians, that what America needs to do is to reapply the sanctions and freeze the funds because we gave up our leverage. You're stupid and dumb. What America needs to do is get President Trump to stop talking that rah-rah to crazy people, to madmen. President Trump, you know America's military is stronger than them. There's nothing to prove to people. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We live a life to where we're trying to get acceptance from another human being. President Trump want to be accepted by the 11% of Republicans who think that they should smash Iran. Forget what it's impossible to tell someone, to President Trump, to forget what another person say, because he lives his whole life for the approval of another human being. And I'm not picking on President Trump. 99% of us are like that. You live your whole life, you get your happiness from the approval of other humans. Forget them. You gotta look at what your goal is. You gotta zone in on that goal and you gotta get that done. You gotta use wisdom. The wisdom is, I know I'm talking to a mad man. Listen, I use a certain strategy if I'm President Trump the art of chaos. I create chaos. I piss off the adversary. I move back and get myself in a better position to get a better deal. You can't do that with the Iranians. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't do that with them. They're crazy people. They're madmen. You got to understand that. So you cannot be stopped. If I'm President Trump, please stop saying that you're going to wipe them off the face of the earth if they don't agree with you. They didn't heard you say that 1,000 times. Listen, I would rather President Trump just get mad and work his magic or whatever you call it in the deal and just get to bombing Iran if they don't agree with what you're saying. I would rather you just do that than to come out and just keep saying that you're going to bomb them off the face of the earth. They done heard that 1,000 times. That's not productive for what we trying to do. You got to focus on your goals and stay focused on the goals. The goals is to get this make this Iranian situation history. That's your goals. Number one, your goal is to get the nuclear dust. Yeah, you should be able to get that nuclear dust without having to threaten to bomb them into smithereens, is what I'm saying. Your goal is, listen, while you negotiating that deal, President Obama and them took over 1.5 years to negotiate that deal. While you negotiating that deal with Iran, the goal is to keep the peace, make the Americans, you don't want no more turmoil with Iran. You want to make Americans forget that that situation ever happened. You want to get it out the news cycle. And I hate to say it, but I told you so. Because of the disposition of President Trump, because President Trump's going to get mad, he's going to get upset, he's going to go loco if they don't have the right, if there's not some sort of negotiated peace deal that he wants. Because of that, and due to that, then here we go. Bombs are dropping. And just like I said they was going to, I knew that they... I knew it was going to, and I'm saying it has the potential to get worse. So listen, understand, before the complete solution, someone who's saying to unfreeze the sanctions, to freeze the money back up, close the sanctions back off, they loco. Don't listen to none of that. You're going to break out into a war that's probably going to be worse than it was the first time. If that's what you want, President Trump, go ahead and do that, but politically, you toast. That's not no help for America. Your legacy might be toast. They might look at how they look at President Bush. You see what I'm saying? The only president of the living presidents he polling higher in approval rating is probably because his approval rating overall ain't that bad. But when he left the White House, it was in the 30s. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying what you got to realize, what you got to understand, staying focused on the goal. What I would do in this situation, the very first thing is so we won't have President Trump saying that we're going to bomb him in the smithereens. You need to detach the big dog from this situation. Let the big dog, schedule the big dog to go to Russia and handle Ukraine. I would rather him to go, schedule him, get him talking about Cuba. I would rather him talking about bombing Cuba than the smithereens if he just got to talk about bombing something. If he got to just wanting to, it's his ego and he just got to be talk about Cuba. Because see, if you that's not going to affect your economy, that's not going to affect the world's economy, that's not going to make gas prices go higher. Because I'm telling you what's going to happen. I looked at the price of oil. It's just a weekend. It started creeping right back up. President Trump, with the opportunity to come out and to have a housing act passed as a Republican president doing something for affordability. Shout out Speaker Johnson. That's a good look for you, your party, and for your Congress. I don't think Marjorie Taylor Greene can criticize that because she said y'all should have been working with Democrats. You see what I'm saying? So you got a bipartisan housing act bill passed. And on the same day, President Trump is coming out and he's criticizing. I'm saying he's coming out, he's criticizing the oil companies. These are basically his friends. They've been friends with the Republican Party for decades, saying that they price gouging. He's sounding like a Democrat. He's sounding like he on the tax the rich tour. I'm saying, but look, that's an opportunity for him to rebound, continue in that direction. I'm saying don't block the housing act. Get that affordability thing going for your party. You turn it. You want to don't block the at the same time you don't block the housing act. You don't threaten to bomb Iran in the smithereens, because what's gonna happen is now your gas prices is going back up. And you can't blame the oil companies. It's counterproductive. You want the gas prices to drop. Then you go out there and say something that cause y'all to get back into conflict, and they going back up immediately, instantly. They start going back up just on the words of Iran saying that the strait is closed and launching one Shahed drone, and gas prices slowly but surely start ticking back up over the weekend. The solution is President Trump, over the course of these negotiations, which is going to take longer than 60 days, and if you and Iran get back into a conflict, you're just going to have to come back up. You're going to be looking at, you're going to be in the midterm elections trying to negotiate peace with Iran. So in order for you not have to deal with that, the first thing we should do, I'm going to say it one more time before I move to number 2, you need to remove the big dog from that situation. President Trump, if I was you, don't tell me nothing going on with Iran. Don't tell me nothing with the Iran negotiations. Don't bring nothing, no mourning, nothing about Iran. I don't want to hear the intelligence, nothing. Come and tell me when y'all make a deal. That's when y'all come tell me anything about Iran. That's when I'm going to get on Twitter about Iran when we make a deal. I'm not going to be a part of the negotiations. Because it's like, President Trump, you almost not negotiating in good faith, and that works in the business world. That might work if you negotiate with maybe France or Canada. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work with Canada. It didn't work with France. Because look at where America is with Canada now, at odds. That doesn't work in government, President Trump. The art of the deal is what Ronald Reagan did in government. You might have the art of the deal in the business world, but the way you negotiate in the business world, you cannot do that in government. And that's what you're doing. He's trying to negotiate in government how he does in the business world. You don't negotiate with bombs. That's crazy talk, man. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying you calculated. You done made the calculations that the best move is to get as far from this as possible. You done made the calculations. So why you listen, you want to go swimming. You got all your kids with you, okay? So you out here in this pool, and this pool not safe. They done told you there's sharks out here, but you still want to go swimming, and the kids crying and you want to swim in so bad. So say you done went and you looked and you seen the shark fin, your wife say, hey, we seen the shark fin. You made the calculations that this pool ain't safe for you and your family to swim in. So y'all turn around and leave. I'm saying, why would you come back and be dipping your toes in this pool, man? Go find a pool for your family to swim in that's safe. It's like President Trump, he's still dipping his toes in the pool. You done made the calculations that this Iran war is not safe for your party. You done made the calculations that this Iran war is not safe for you politically. It's not safe for your legacy. You made them calculations. So I'm saying, once you made them calculations, I wouldn't say or do nothing. You not talking to the Canadians. You not talking to the French. You not talking to the German chancellor. When you threaten the Iranians, they gonna send Shahed drones at you, boy. When you threaten the Iranians, they gonna send ballistic missiles at you. And you could try everything you want. You done made the calculation already. What you gonna do? You gonna wipe them off the face of the earth? President Trump, they gonna label you as a war criminal. The first time in history, they gonna label an American president as a war criminal. And President Trump, I don't know how you gonna be able, you got Trump towers in places where they'll arrest you if you go, where they have jurisdiction in Europe and all over the world. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying you're going to be like Netanyahu and Putin. You only going to be able to go certain places without being arrested. That's going to affect your legacy. I promise you. You have the worst poll numbers of any president in history because you already got 34 felonies. You don't want the world court to label you as a war criminal, President Trump. So you're not going to do no crazy stuff. You don't want the UN to label you as a war criminal. You're not going to do that. And you know that. You done made the calculations already. This is the problem. That senator, what he talking about is he ain't talking about nothing. Because just President Trump got Obama derangement syndrome, and he made fun of the President Obama for giving them money, and he got to turn around. You don't got to give them no cash. It's doing the same thing. You got to unfreeze them funds and lift them sanctions if you want this to be over. So you heard both sides of the advice. You took Bibi's side of the advice and you started the war. You seen the cost of the war was not worth it. So you made the correct calculations in line with 70% of the American people, 80% of the citizens of the world. You made the correct calculations to bring the war to an end. So now since you made them calculations, I'm saying you still on the fence. On the fence, you gonna get slaughtered. You got to move. If you finish with it, you got to move all the way away from it. If you finish with it, that's what I'm saying. And the only way, if you threaten the crazy people, they going to shoot a Shaheed drone at you. It's simple mathematics. You could threaten Canada, and Canada probably ain't going to do nothing to you. You threaten the Iranians, they going to shoot drones at you. So the number one problem is disconnecting the big dog from that situation. J.D. Vance, you gave J.D. Vance the lead in it, let him lead. What President Trump still talking about? You talking about that's probably the highest senior level position you could get besides the president. Let J.D. lead. That's number one. And to speak further on what that senator said, I think he was from Connecticut. I ain't gonna call his name on CNN about unfreezing the sanctions. The sanctions and unfreezing the funds. J.D. Vance, out of his own mouth, I said it on this podcast, said we're not unfreezing all the funds to them all at one time. We're going to progressively do it. That's what J.D. said. He said we're going to incentivize them. So to start off, I would think if you had $24 billion, we're going to unfreeze $4 billion of the funds and we'll lift the sanctions. So you could start rebuilding your country. You get $300 million from the Arab states to rebuild the buildings that the Americans and the Israelis destroyed. So, okay, we in the negotiations. You do this right here. To start off, we unfroze $4 billion. To get to the second step, you got to let the the inspectors in. We going the second step after the Strait should be that nuclear does. You give us that nuclear. Listen, I'm gonna tell you how I would be. I would get rid of this situation if I was President Trump. Give me the nuclear dust. I'm gonna give you 10 billion. It's over with. Y'all over here playing and you over here getting bravado and you trying to make. I'm telling you how to get this over with, man. You over here playing with these dudes. And now you got this senator talking this, and you got this one talking this, and all these talking heads, and the American people are confused, and the situation going on ain't doing nothing but hurting you politically, President Trump. You should be talking about that Housing Act. That Speaker Johnson worked so hard to get across the finish line. You should be talking about helping the American people. You want the gas prices lower? I'm saying we got to get out of this situation. Give me that nuclear dust. Here's 10 billion and walk. You got to let inspectors in. Here's 10 more billion. Do it in a way to where the American people or nobody will find out. The CIA know how to do stuff without them finding out. The American military done all kind of stuff without giving money to terrorists, the Taliban, whoever. Just get the stuff done and get on down. Get it done. I'm saying, look, if you gonna draw it out and make it long as you say that you gotta make it, then I'm saying a monkey would have known not to unfreeze all the funds at one time. A monkey could have told you not to do that. So if you unfroze all the funds at one time, well, that part of what I will leave the sanctions alone. That part of what, because the greater goal is to pull the Iranians onto the world stage. You're not going to be, that's how you get gas down to $1.90. You're not going to be able to do that. And that's how you don't have to worry about no other president having this 47-year problem. That's how you be legendary and be a hero, President Trump, is by bringing the Iranians onto the world stage, just like you did with Russia, just like you did with China. You see what I'm saying? So I'll leave the sanctions alone, but I'm talking about if you done already unfroze all of the money, then that ain't what Vice President Vance said you was gonna do. That's why I was advocating for unfreezing the funds. That's why I was advocating for lifting the sanctions, because you ain't gonna get no kind of deal with them without letting them get some money. That's what President Obama had to do. And I'm saying, so now if you want to let inspectors in and they don't want to let this, whatever the disagreement about, it don't matter. You got to clean up or change up what you're doing. You can't have President Trump threatening them. That needs to come to an end. That needs to be through with, ended. You need to get that done. And if Vice President Vance is threatening them, hire some professional negotiators who don't have no kind of... Listen, my only goal as a negotiator would be to end this conflict. I don't have no other ulterior motives. I'm not making no money off of this conflict or bloodshed or no connections to no nothing. None of that's going on. You hire a negotiator. I don't have no political ties, means, connect. Hire a negotiator who doesn't want to do nothing but get these conflicts ended. And they know what they're doing, and they professional. Hire professional negotiators. Hire nuclear scientists who know about the... I'm saying, like, if you can't, like, because President Trump, he might be good at making a deal, and he might have made the art of the deal. But what I'm trying to tell you is right now, this is not the time, this is not the place, this is not the nothing for none of this that's going on. Because it's just going to prolong the situation. So I'm not sure if they unfroze the funds all at one time, but that's not what Vice President Vance said that happened. He said they were going to do it piece by piece to incentivize them. You see what I'm saying? So if that's what you've been doing, I'm saying you shouldn't have a problem. You shouldn't have these problems with them not listening or wanting to negotiate. I'm saying you made the mistakes. You've seen the mistakes you made. You cannot overcome the mistakes you made. You cannot get past the mistakes you made. In my opinion, you should have never attacked them in the strait in the first place. With that strait, you shouldn't have never militarily attacked them. And if you did, you should have set a blockade and been prepared for that strait, because they gonna shoot the Shahed drones into that strait constantly. But you did it. And we passed that point. So since we passed that point, if you made the calculation to get away from the situation, number one thing you do is you stop threatening to bomb the smithereens out of them, because you are not going to bomb the smithereens out of them if you made the calculation to get away from that situation. If you made the calculation that is politically best for you to get away from that situation, then you're going to do what's politically best for you and get away from that situation. They're not going to negotiate in good faith. President Trump, you got to understand that. Y'all going to get to places to where they not going to budge. So J.D. Vance can't get them to budge in the negotiations. So what you do, you tell President Trump, and President Trump threatening to bomb them, and they don't like that. You can't tell a terrorist that. You can't tell a criminal that you can't threaten them, because they going to strike you, they going to punch you in the mouth. And that's what happened. They launched the Shahed drone, closed the strait again, gas finna go back up again, and we ain't getting nowhere in this situation. President Trump is gonna make you look like you don't know what you're doing if you don't get an end to this conflict. Because whether or not none of that matters, the American people could clearly see that you want an end to this conflict. The world could see that. You made the calculation to end this conflict. So they know you want to end the conflict, but they see just because... Do you think that Chi, in a situation just like this, that Chi couldn't control his mouth? It's about controlling your tongue. It's about bridling your tongue. Because that kind of negotiation where you pick on people to get them to make a deal with you, how we deal with Canada, how we deal with Mexico, how we do with everybody in the world, President Trump, that kind of negotiation, really, it might work in the business world. I don't know how good it work in the business world, trying to be a bully, because you only worth like what? Before you made this $2 billion or whatever, you only worth like what, $7, $8, $9 billion. Elon ain't no bully. Elon don't negotiate like that. He worth $1 trillion. Jeff Bezos don't negotiate like that. He worth hundreds of billions. Bill Gates didn't negotiate. You get the point? There's plenty of people in the world, President Trump, who don't negotiate like you do. And they worth way more. You could say if you the art of the deal, then Elon is the art of the deals, all of the deals, because he got way more money than you. So I'm saying you should let somebody lead those negotiations. And if you have J.D. Vance come back and he got to report to someone else as senior level as he is in the administration, even if he 39 or 40, when he get to a wall with Iran and you want to move them to get them where you don't listen, you negotiate with bombs. You can say that all you want to, but them bombs is costing. Not only is it costing physical money, millions of dollars to use those bombs, it's also costing the American people because the gas prices finna go back up. I guess if you wanna act stupid, we gonna act stupid over the weekend to where the markets are closed, and we gonna clean back up by Monday or Sunday, which I hope they do, and they stop trading shots. Because America hit Iran, but Iran hit back. And so what you gonna do? You gonna hit them back, and guess what they gonna do? They gonna hit back. You see what I'm saying? You saying, I heard that we said we completely degraded their ballistic missiles or they Shahed drones. No, we didn't. We did not completely degrade their capabilities with Shahed drones or with those ballistic missiles. And that's what I'm trying to say. So that's where we at. The number one thing we do, the solution is detach the big dog from that Iran situation. Completely detach him from that. Let him talk about bombing Cuba. Let him focus on Russia. That's why I did the live stream on Russia. I thought we had it. Let JD handle that. And if JD have to go get someone to move Iran from the spot, let that be Elon or somebody. Because he know, even though Elon had negotiated with terrorists or negotiated with a regime who got a bunch of ballistic missiles and Shahed drones, you see what I'm saying? I'm saying this is the weirdest kind of diplomacy I ever seen in my life. You sitting down to talk to people, do you hear President Obama didn't do none of that? That's what you got to realize. And in the end, your deal ain't going to look that much different than President Obama's because there's really much different you can't do. You going to have inspectors going in there. Have to. That's the only way you going to be able to trust that they not. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't trust what they say. So you got to have inspectors, some kind of inspectors going in there. That's the same thing President Obama did. You can't, it's really not, you're going to have to give them money to get them to come to the table. If you don't give them no money, they're not going to do nothing you say, and they're going to fight you for 20 years, just like Afghanistan did. You have to unfreeze the funds. You have to unfreeze it. President Trump, he came to that realization. If not, just go to war, destroy what's the options? To go to war, listen to go against 70% of Americans, listen to 11% of Americans and wage a full-fledged war against Iran and see what's going to happen to you, and not just in November, what's going to happen next year. The Democrats going to be trying to put you in prison, man. But think about this. We don't talk about this stuff. The Supreme Court ruled to lift the temporary protective status for over 300,000 Haitians and Syrians. The Democrats, they upset about that. President Trump and them going to start deporting over 300,000 Haitians and Syrians. The Democrats, they mad about that, boy. They think that's heartless. They think that's wrong. You deporting people back to a country that's war-torn, that's ruled by gangs. You deporting people who have whole lives here in America and who've been here for 10 years. It's little bitty things like that, victories President Trump had, that the Democrats gonna take it personally. And when they find their opportunity to strike back at you or get at you, they coming. That's what I'm trying to say. And so for the only way to protect against that is to maintain power. How do you maintain power? Not with corruption. You correctly, as a politician, maintain power with the people. The people gave you your power. So you can maintain the power by getting the people to vote for you. How you get the people to vote for you, President Trump know this, he watching the polls. So I'm watching the polls, and watching the polls, I see that 70% of Americans are against this war. If you do anything against 70% of Americans, you know you finna get destroyed. So I make the calculations to end it. Well, if I made the calculations to end it, if I know this is shark-infested waters for me politically and for my legacy, why would I threaten to become a war criminal? Because I promise you, bro, listen, any average American president, I would say that the International World Court, it's going to be hard for them to convict the American president and make him a war criminal. But I think they'll do it with you, President Trump. And the reason why I think that the International World, they're going to get covered from the Democrats. You see what I'm saying? Anything you could try to strike out at the International World Court, I'm telling you, they'll get coverage from the Europeans. And Interpol, President Trump, the second you drop down in the wrong country, Interpol gonna be trying to arrest you. Real talk. That's factual. Same thing with Putin, same thing with Netanyahu. The only reason they can't get him, he in certain countries that they don't have jurisdiction in. International World Court, you think that's a game and that's funny, but you talking about President Trump, he got Trump Towers, he doing business with all over the world in them kind of countries. That's gonna affect your legacy, your business, politically. You can't bomb Iran off the face of the map. Stop saying it. Stop telling, if you tell Lil Durk, who's in jail for conspiracy to murder, and it's only one person, and in his songs we know that he done dropped bags, what we call money, on 1 million people's heads, and he done had 1 million people killed, not literally, but literally over 10 people. You can't tell Lil Durk that you gonna kill him in the summertime, you gonna get him in the summertime. Lil Durk, wait till the end of July and I'm gonna spin the block on you. You know what he gonna do? He gonna kill you. You talking to the Iranians, you can't tell them you gonna bomb them in the smithereens, because you know what they gonna do? They gonna shoot Shahed drones at you. President Trump act like he talking to the CEO of Dell or Microsoft. You could threaten them dudes, they weak, they not gonna do nothing to you. You threaten the Iranians, they gonna shoot Shahed drones at you. They terrorists, idiot, that's what they do. You can't go to the block and threaten. Imagine you pulling up in south side of Chicago and threatening one of them dudes. Them dudes gonna pull out a gun and shoot you. You not talking to the CEO of Microsoft. President Trump used to threatening these business leaders. It's a different situation, man. These people got real power. They got real power. You gotta understand that. I'm saying, listen, a dude who owns Microsoft, he got power too. The dude who owns Apple, he got power too. But he don't have an army. He don't have ballistic missiles, and he don't have Shahed drones. So President Trump, you want to negotiate with bombs, they want to negotiate with Shahed drones. And I'm saying that would be fine, because I know America is stronger. I know American military over a course of years, if we can't completely dominate you, we'll just keep flattening you. But what I'm saying is you didn't figure out that the cost of this conflict is too high on the world economy, on Americans to fight it. So get away from it. Stop threatening to bomb them. Walk away from it. You see what I'm saying? And if you did unfreeze all the money, that was stupid. Now you're going to have to pay them more money. to get to the point. It don't matter what you say. That basically that Obama deal is about the guidelines of what you're gonna do. You need inspectors in that country. You see what I'm saying? You need to get the nuclear dust. You need to put your hands on that nuclear material in American hands. And I'm saying there's really 2 or 3 things that you could do to really, walk away from it. If I had inspectors in that country and I had nuclear dust, I'm saying my mind would completely detach from that situation. There's 340 million Americans. There's tens of thousands of scientists. There's tens of thousands of negotiators. There's millions of professional, bright American people who could go, you could pay them to go do that. You got president, you got the big dog over here. He got so much other stuff to worry about. And you know that his mouth is inflammatory, and you know that he negotiating with idiots. And so we gonna keep spinning the block in the same spot because you gotta know how to detach stuff. Listen, if you got yo big dog, you know that if we get him over, we gotta get him out the way. Because he gonna be over here fighting, and we don't want to fight. You got a friend like that to where every time some kind of drama gets started, he gonna get into a fight regardless. So you gotta go grab him. Hey, you gotta move him out the way. Move President Trump about that situation, because his mouth don't work with it. It ain't no art of the deal. This ain't no deal. This is a war. You gotta understand. If it was an art of the deal, he would have did what Ronald Reagan did, and it wouldn't have never been a bullet fired. He's not able to make that kind of negotiation with them. We see that. And really, to be honest, he is negotiating in bad faith. You can't get mad at somebody and threaten to bomb them because you can't get them to agree with what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? That didn't happen under President Obama, so we know it's possible with the Iranians to get them to a place of peace without threatening to bomb them publicly, without shooting missiles at them. Was President Trump, he didn't start this? No, he didn't start this, but his words are inflammatory. So that's the whole spiel. And if you unfroze all of them funds, you made a drastic mistake. And the only way to get them to the spot, you can't freeze the funds back. It ain't no going back. That's the whole key to making a deal. With no money, the Iranians will do what they did in Afghanistan. And they'll do it with much more vigor. They have more people in Iran than Afghanistan times 4. Iran is bigger than Afghanistan times 2. Iran got more money than Afghanistan times hundreds of billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. So 20 years in Afghanistan, 40 years in Iran. You feel me? They're going to fight you for the rest of eternity, knowing at the end of this war, you're going to have to pay them. It's the bottom line. They're going to keep that strait closed. Gas going to get to $9 a gallon, and you're going to be looking like Vietnam again. We didn't make the calculations. I'm saying you done came to the point, you done seen it, you done made the calculations, get away from it. If you guys haven't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel, make sure y'all hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Times 5, baby. Let them hate. Most of the people that hate Donald Trump hate him because the bubble people in the circle hate him. But I'm saying ain't nobody hating President Trump. It's like ain't nobody hate. Well, some people do hate President Trump. They got Trump derangement syndrome. Some people do hate President Obama. They got Obama derangement syndrome. This ain't got nothing to do with hatred for President Trump or love for President Obama. This got something to do with President Trump himself making his own calculations that we should remove ourselves from this conflict. If you made them calculations, don't let your mouth continue the conflict. If you made the calculations with your brain to remove yourself from the conflict, don't let your mouth continue the conflict. Listen, if you gotta bomb them, that's something different. But this is a situation where you knowing in your head that y'all are gonna bump heads constantly. And you knowing that's why we told you cannot get this deal done in 60 days. It's the most frustrating of things. Trying to advise somebody who it's the most frustrating of things. Because you'll give him a strategy and he'll destroy the strategy in the execution. Completely destroy it. You'll give him a strategy on how to immigration enforcement, and when he go out there enforcement, it's like you putting on a show like this is a TV show. It's like we doing the apprentice in every situation. He see immigration as a problem. He make a move to fix immigration, and then he get on the apprentice. And I'm saying, listen, he got Gomer Powell out there. You killing American citizens getting killed. You got Gomer Powell out there acting stupid. Kristi Noem out there acting stupid. It's like you trying to run a TV show. This ain't the business world. This ain't a TV show. These are real people's lives with real physical consequences on people's lives. So you got to understand what you're doing and where you at. You got to be able to read the room. I'm saying that's what it is. You'll give them a strategy. It's the right move. It's the right strategy. What that senator's saying is stupid, because in President Obama's deal, they gave Iran money too. That's the only way you're going to make a deal with them is with the money. So you're going to have to unfreeze the sanctions. If you don't want to unfreeze the sanctions, then you could fight for 20 years with Iran, just like you did with Afghanistan. Point blank, period. That's what you're going to have to do. Period. If you don't want to unfreeze the sanctions, then you're going to have to unfreeze the funds. So you cannot not unfreeze the funds. You have to do that. Now, like I said, and what I heard Vice President Vance said, he said they going to unfreeze it in increments. When I heard that, then they got it. VP, y'all got it. I don't know what's going on. Somebody said he got 7 more days till he's in violation of Congress because of that law that they passed. And yeah, I know. And when he in violation of Congress, you know what's going to happen when the Democrats take over? They're going to say, y'all see this bill that got passed, the War Powers Act, and President Trump? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The best thing for you to do in this situation is make us forget that you ever attacked Iran. That's the best thing you could do in this situation is make us forget you ever attacked Iran. The best thing you could do is not to extend the war. You listening to Republicans and Democrats who gonna get you destroyed. I understand why a Republican wants you destroyed, but a Democrat, but the Republicans, they destroying themselves by saying to flatten Iran. Just like Israel is destroying, Bibi Netanyahu is destroying Israel by trying to keep starving Palestinian women and children. Because what I'm trying to tell you is that if the whole world attack you, bro, you lose. You can't defeat the whole world. Even if you got America with you. The Europeans are against Bibi attack of what he doing with the Palestinians. The Africans, most of Asia. That's what I'm saying. You can't do something that's going to destroy yourself. Fighting these wars, these forever wars that we cannot afford, we're destroying ourselves slowly. We borrowed $8 trillion and counting since we were attacked in 9/11, fighting in the Middle East. 8 trillion, take 8 trillion off. If you get rid of these foreign wars, take $8 trillion off the foreign debt. Take 8 trillion off the national deficit. Meanwhile, in America, listen to what I'm telling you. We concentrating on fighting foreign wars, And what China is doing is China is taking that money and they investing it into their country. They building big, gorgeous buildings with AI integrated in their buildings. They're integrating artificial intelligence into their society. China has pulled over 300 million people. As many people in the United States were in China living in poverty. China has pulled over 340 million people out of poverty in their own country. That's what they've been doing over the last 20 plus years. But in America, China has built the largest industrial nation in the world. Manufacturing capital of the world. China. That's what they've been doing over the last 20 years. And over the last 20 years, what the United States have been doing, the same thing that the British Empire did before it collapsed, the same thing that the Roman Empire did before it collapsed. Fighting wars that there's no power, that thirst of power is what destroys every man. A man's thirst of power will destroy him. A nation's thirst for power will destroy them. You bigger and stronger than them. Just because you have the ability to do something, some dude earlier, he was saying something to me. He was getting smart with me earlier, right? Some dude was. So I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm knowing that I ain't even got to punch this dude. I probably could just slap the dude and completely destroy him. But because you have the power to do something, even if no one could give consequence, that's what God got the power to destroy this entire world with a thought. He restrains himself. He restrains himself. You know, there's men who have the power to destroy you with their bare hands. They restrain themselves. Because you have the power to do something doesn't mean that you do it, that you should, or you need to. It's some men who get the thirst for power just to show you that they're stronger or they're more powerful than you. It's their egos. They have to demonstrate their power. It's not enough for them just to have the power. They want to show everybody that they have more power than you. And I'm saying that is what has destroyed America over decades. That's what we were doing in Vietnam. Maybe if we could just do this. Maybe if we could just do this. No, buddy, you cannot turn the sky pink. The sky is blue. You cannot turn the Iranians into... Look, we try to turn Iraq into a democracy. We try to turn Afghanistan into a democracy. We try to turn Libya into a democracy. We try to turn Egypt into a democracy. Listen, it might be better than it was before. I can't say that. Maybe Iraq is better than it was before. Maybe it is, but they still have a whole lot of problems. And the plan didn't go according to plan, and it cost you over $8 trillion and count to do that. It costs you thousands of American lives to do that. It costs you tens of thousands of American injuries to do that. The price, what it costs, that's what we're saying. I'm saying if you know the real value, let's say you want to get a Porsche, and you know the real value of a Porsche is $60,000. And say maybe over here you somebody charging you the real value of something, maybe they charging $20,000 for this. The real value of this Porsche is $60,000. Maybe somebody charging $20,000 for this Porsche. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, you can't get it for the $80,000 where they charging it. But this guy over here trying to charge you $120,000 for a Porsche. And you want the Porsche bad. You've been saving up for 6 months. You just got the money. The $80,000 place that they charging for the Porsche, they saying that, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? It's going to take 3 months before we get the Porsches in, but we'll sell you one, but you got to wait 3 months. But you want the Porsche today. And I'm saying this dude over here, he charging 120,000. Say you could go borrow the money and get the Porsche for 120,000. You want the Porsche, the cost is too much. The cost is too much, bro. That's all we trying to tell you. President Trump did the calculations. He know the cost of war is too high. So if you'd have done the calculations, you know you can't fight the war. What you still there trying to fight it for? That's my question. What you trying to fight something you know you can't fight for? Somebody say his bullying tactics don't work on everyone. He should know that. If he been a bully long enough, at 80 years old, President Trump in the business world, he might not come out and say it, but he know 2 or 3 people that he tried to bully but wasn't successful doing. It's the same thing with government. It's gonna be people that you're gonna try to bully and you ain't gonna be able to bully. You can't wipe them off the face of the earth. You can't completely destroy their civilization. That's crazy talk. You just gotta, it's politics, man. You gotta know how to work the politics, and that's just all it is to it. Trump is empowering the oil companies, man. I mean, that's what Republican presidents do. Why the price so high? He already said he's surprised it's as low as it is. Man, I don't know about that, and I don't know what you're trying to talk about, but the prices are high because that's what happens whenever you get in those type of conflicts. You're gonna raise the prices. King Fire says bullies and haters. That's big facts. Let's see. 610 Miller says, and who owns the oil companies? Who are the shareholders? They're making bank. Yes, they are. That's exactly what they're doing. Are they President Trump's friends? Possibly so. More than likely so. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying he get mad because the price of oil is high. Maybe he's not really mad. Maybe that's just a front for the American people. Maybe he looking out for his homies. Maybe so. Maybe all of that. But I'm not talking about the maybes. I'm trying to talk about what President Trump knows what he needs to do. He knows what is right and wrong for the American people. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we talking about today. You see what I'm saying? So the corruption, whatever things y'all talking about, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You're going to have to come with the facts. Real hardline facts. And if you come with real hardline facts, you see what I'm saying? That's something totally different. But until then, you gotta wait till the Democrats take power because they investigating everybody. I could let you know that. And some of these people, you're gonna have casualties of war. Some people that the Democrats investigate are gonna go to prison. That's what happened last time. Some people it's going to happen. Some of these people in President Trump's administration are going to prison. Facts. Some of them might not go. Kristi Noem might not go to prison. She might have enough connections. But I'm saying politically, they're going to be destroyed. Some of these people are going to be destroyed. I personally think they're going to try to lock Tom Homan up. Because, see, the deportation, those migrants, Tom Homan's going to send away some of these migrants that the American people love, the Democrats love. You're talking about some of these temporary protection status Haitians that the Democrats love. Not just Democrats, the Republicans. They're adored by their communities. I heard the Ohio governor in Ohio, see, you deporting those migrants out of the Midwest, I'm saying that might cause you to lose the Senate seat in Michigan. You don't know, the butterfly effect. It might cause you to lose the Senate seat in Ohio. That's what I'm telling you, because these Republicans who are in these states, Republicans, if I hear a Republican governor in the state of Ohio talking bad about your immigration policy or disagreeing with what you're doing, what President Trump gonna do now, since I said this and other people heard it, they gonna come out and they gonna attack. He gonna attack the Ohio government for what he said. And maybe you should do that. But in my mind, if I hear the Ohio governor saying this, I'm going to think that there are millions of Republicans in Ohio who voted for this governor. So if I hear the governor saying that, in my mind, what I'm thinking is because he represents the citizens of Ohio, that there are millions of Republican voters in Ohio that do not want to see those Haitians. They do not want to see those, who was it, Afghans, who get temporary protective status. They don't want to see them deported. We talking about Republicans in these Republican states. Maybe you could deport 100,000 of them. You deporting all 300,000 of them, I'm telling you, the Democrats, they gonna be highly upset with you over that. Republicans too. You pulling out people in these communities who, I heard a woman on CNN said this basically a death sentence for us if we get forced to get sent back to Haiti. It's a death sentence for us. Temporary protective status. And I'm saying Tom Homan, just because he is the border czar, and just because he took a bag of money from the FBI, according to Jasmine Crockett and other high-level Democrats, I'm telling you, he's going to get reported hard. He's going to get investigated hard. And I'm saying if he took a bag from money from the FBI, what I'm trying to say is I believe that he going to end up in jail. They going to get some people, they going to lock some people up. They did last time. Why they ain't going to do it this time? You got them hot. Democrats mad. They mad. You see, Speaker Johnson, he know what time it is. So Speaker Johnson crossed that line with the Democrats and he got a House Act passed. And he probably would get more acts passed to address affordability, even though he a Republican. He know what time it is. It's election season. This is regular Republican strategy. But due to President Trump's temper, he blocking the Housing Act and he threatening to wipe Iran off the map. That's not helpful to him or the Republicans or nobody in the world. King Fire says the Democrats and Republicans wake up, be independent first, and stand as we the people. That's what I do, King Fire. If you guys haven't liked the video, go ahead and double tap the screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Somebody says Iran will fall. Who ain't nobody for a terrorist regime? That's what I'm saying. Let God do that. Obviously, you didn't calculate the cost. Let God do it. You calculated the cost. You not accomplishing something. You cannot do so. You get so obsessed. I think the sky shouldn't be blue. The sky should be pink. And you got all your reasons, and you get up so obsessed, but you cannot change the color of the sky. Let God do it. You ain't got no faith. You say you're a Christian nation, govern with faith. Let God do it. I'm going to make a deal with these crazy dudes. I'm going to try to be nice with them now. If they shoot or kill any Americans, then it's cracking. But you'll have the American people behind you in a situation like that. But just saying that they going to get a nuclear bomb, or the American people done heard this from every president before you. They heard it about all the nations. Iraq, IRAN, and now IRAK. They done heard this nuclear bomb stuff with this IRA something country in the Middle East. IRAK, IRAN. Nuclear bomb, we've been hearing this since Bush. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to spend our money and our trillions fighting their war. If they ain't killing no Americans, I'm telling you, that's how the average American feels. They don't want to fight the war. They don't want to hear nothing you say for your reasons for having to fight it. Whether it's justified or not, we done heard it before. We don't want to do it. You can't get around that. That's just what you face with. The American people. Who the boss? It's more us than it is you. I'm not saying I all the way feel like that. I'm not saying I was one of the main ones, but I said Maduro had to go. The supreme leader gone. I'm saying, what else can you do? You gotta let God do it. Let stuff progress. You know, you protecting the world. Forget Iran falling. Y'all get in y'all feelings about stuff. You cannot be in your feelings. Listen, and when I remove myself from the situation, then I'll get in my feelings. As the chief of the military, as the man who was elected by the American people, I'ma do what the American people want me to do, and I'ma get out this conflict. In the meantime, in between time, behind the scenes, I'ma be doing what I want to do. And I don't like the Iranians. That's my feelings. But I'm saying you need to get out the conflict. That's what the American people said do. If the law say not to do something, don't do it. If the law say don't do it, don't do it. That's how you win. Ain't no advice I'm giving you is a violation of international law or U.S. law. I'm going to help you win. See, if you would have just bombed them for 21 days like Ghost told you, you would have never been in this situation. You would have been way gone. Now, because you done went against Thomas Massey, you done went against Rand Paul, you done went against Senator Cassidy, you done went against Senator Conan, Republicans who, and you gonna go against the government in Iowa and Michigan and in Ohio against Republicans. Now you ain't got no majority in the Senate, you ain't got no majority in the Congress because them Republicans that you going against are voting against you. Now they done came up with a War Power Act. The Democrats that got Republicans on their side. They done came up with the Epstein files. They done tried to trap you with that. Now they got a War Powers Act in Iran that they trying to trap you with that. All I'm seeing, President Trump, you gonna be 82 years old serving that time in prison. That's what's gonna happen in the end. And if they don't get you in prison, they gonna get somebody else in your family or in your circle. They going to prison. Me personally, I don't want that kind of stuff going on. That's not what I want. That's why you got a hard time suing me, and the stuff you suing me for, you gonna lose. You got a hard time putting cuffs on me, and when you put cuffs on me for, you gonna lose that in court. Because I don't want that. I don't want that. See, that's the difference with me. When I was younger, I got in trouble. I already been through that. President Trump, I got charged with felonies too. But I had to go to the penitentiary, drug and alcohol, short term. I've been through that. So once I turned 42, well, I became a Christian before that. But I'm saying when I turned 42 years old and I started a legal documents company, I said with this legal documents company, I'm not going to be getting in trouble. I'm not going to be causing problems. I'm definitely not going to be going to jail. You see what I'm saying? That's not what I'm trying to do whatsoever. So since I'm not trying to do that, I moved away from that. I don't put myself in positions. I live with, listen, I was in the Army. I talked about this yesterday. I live my life with integrity. When I ain't got nobody around, I'm not breaking no laws. You ain't got to watch me. Do you look, they watch me 24/7 and they can't find nothing. They got to make up stuff in order to get handcuffs on me. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying when you ain't around, the Bible says, in the Bible, I'm a Christian, I quote scriptures, we supposed to be a Christian nation, so the majority of y'all should agree with this. The Bible says, God says that I will walk in my house with a perfect heart. What that means is even when no one, that's the definition of integrity, a Bible scripture. I will walk in my house, my own house, when no one's around. God said, I'm walking before the Lord with a perfect heart. When no one's around, I'm still obeying the U.S. code. When no one's around, I'm still obeying New York statutes. I'm a walk in my house with a perfect heart. When no one's around, I'm still obeying God's law. Listen, if you get in your house, y'all follow me for a second, okay? You in your house, Ain't nobody around. You see what I'm saying? This is the privacy and the sanctity of your own house. The privacy and the sanctity of your own house, it seems like you should be able to do almost anything that you want to do. Is that facts or not? But that scripture says, even in my own house, I will walk with a perfect heart. That means the way, you know who taught me that? My mama taught me that. It's not like I ain't heard that scripture before, but my mama taught me how that executes. That's like even when I'm not, and that's the very definition of integrity. You see what I'm saying? Honor and courage, core value, not throwing a rock and hiding your hands. Or when someone turn their back, you saying something about them that you wouldn't say to their face. You see what I'm saying? That's the lack of honor. That's the lack of courage. That's the lack of integrity. If I got something to say to you, I'm going to tell you to your face. I'm not going to say it behind your back. I'm not going to be slander your name or defame your name. I'm not going to be walking around telling lies on you. I'm going to tell the truth. And even if it's true what I'm saying about you, I'm not going to speak negatively about you outside of your presence. That's why a lot of people, it's tough being like this. And that's why a lot of people don't like me, because I tell them straight to their face what that is. But that's what honor is. That's what integrity is. That's what courage is. Some men don't have the courage to tell you to your face how they feel. So they act like females, and they either get someone else to come tell you, or they'll go tell everybody else. I don't care who you are. I don't care, bro. Ask me. Ask about me, bro. I was in Michigan. A dude was 6'7", and he was over 300 pounds, bro. And I'm looking at this dude. He 3 times my size. And I'm looking at him, and I'm questioning whether I could beat him in a physical altercation. I'm telling you, I got a right hand. I got a right hand to where if it connects, bro, and ask the state troopers in New York. They seen it themselves on camera. They seen it on camera. This right hand, I'm telling you, if it connect with you, I don't care how big you are. I don't care how strong you are. It could be a watermelon. I'm going to punch a hole through the watermelon. So if I connect with your jaw, I'm going to do damage. I know this, and everybody else around me know this. You see what I'm saying? But here's the problem, though. The dude's so big, I don't know if I can reach. And if I reach that high, I'm saying I need him face level. You see what I'm saying? I'm swinging up. I need an uppercut. I don't know. So look, you know what I did? He said something to me, and he behaved a certain way. I could not let that go. I don't care how big he is. I can't let that go. I don't care how big he is. I can't let that go. Bro, I was in my car. I spun that block about 15 times. He was with his girl. He wouldn't come out that part. I finally got him out the part, bro. I promise on my life. Bro, ask. I put this on the blood of Christ. He's 6, and I shouldn't talk like this, but I'm not lying, because people don't be believing you when you tell them stories. They think you lying. So I'm letting you know before Jesus, the most precious thing I know, I'm telling you the truth. The dude every bit of 6'7", bruh, and 320, 330. He probably taller than 6'7". He probably weigh more than 320, but I'm going to give him that since I said I promised to God. Yes, every bit of it. When he came to that grass, he got a knife in his hand. Bro, I put this on he got a knife. And he charged me full speed with a knife, boy. Full speed. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, it takes a, and look, I'm not no gangster. I'm not no tough guy. I'm not no MMA fighter. I ain't none of that. I just understand what courage is. I understand what honor is. I understand what integrity is. I understand what discipline is. I understand what duty is. You see what I'm saying? I live this for real. You might have served 20 years in the military, but you don't live this for real. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying you ain't finna go stay in Jamaica, Queens. You don't live this for real. You ain't got no courage like that. I'm telling you, them Navy SEALs ain't scared of nothing. Them Navy SEALs, don't try to act like you are, because no, there's levels. In the military, that's why they have E5s and they have E1s. That's why they have O9s and they have O1s. There's levels to this. So don't act like you got courage like that, cause just cause you a veteran, I'm a veteran too. I'm telling you what real courage is. Them Navy SEALs ain't scared of nothing in this world. They're not scared of nothing. The president, he can't call, you talking about what, all that crime that's going on in these cities. I'm saying he can't call certain parts of the military. He could call that's not scared. They trained to go after bad guys. So just because you a veteran, you some of y'all don't live by these core principles, core values, and you say, oh, you might have the benefits of being a veteran, but you don't live by them. Let's be real. You don't have no integrity, man. You throw rocks and you hide your hand. That's how you live. What God say is, God don't say throw rocks and hide your hand. God don't say you don't have integrity. God say you abide not in the truth. He might not directly call you a liar, but he'll say you abide not in the truth. That's how God is saying. You don't abide in the truth, bro. That's just what it is. I don't abide in the truth, bro. I am the truth. That's the difference. I'ma just be real with you, bro. I'ma be 1,000 with you. And the reason I could do that is because I don't care what people feel. I completely embarrass myself in front of anybody. It's not an embarrassment to me. I'ma just be real. What's an embarrassment to me? I'm not you. So don't equate me with you. What's embarrassment to me is being fake. You see what I'm saying? Like if this person is A, B, C, and D, and to get some money or to get some favor or to get something, me changing who I am. What's number one important to me is being real with who I am. To me, that's safer. Before God and before everything, I'm real with who I am. Before God, I'm real with who I am. If before my mama, I'm real with who I am. Before my daddy, I'm real with who I am. Before my friends, ask my boy LJ, ask my boy Shy. You know what I'm saying? Ask my mama, ask the people who know me. I'm 1,000 authentic, bro. That's what matters to me. Being authentic. That's what matters. And I'm saying even in our government, in our everyday lives and all of this, I think that's a problem. We got a problem with being authentic. Susan says we don't stop, we don't care, we never stop, no gas for whatever. Just like you don't care, no one else cares either. You don't have to stop. You could keep going. God said if the blind leading the blind, he said let them go to the ditch. You gonna just run yourself into the ditch. Ain't nobody care. Listen, you need a preacher to care. You want somebody who care? If you need somebody who cares, I'll get you somebody who cares. I know a preacher in Mississippi who really cares. So that preacher, he gonna care for you. I don't care. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't realize. You think I'm you. You care. I don't. You don't care. I don't care either. That's the point. You don't care, I don't care either. You don't care, you wrong, and you paying hundreds of thousands of dollars and you getting sued. I don't care, I'm right, and I'm the beneficiary of the money. All I gotta do is go through some struggle. You lose. So you don't care that you lose. I don't care that I'm 9-2 in my last 11 court cases. In my last 11 arguments against my opponents, I won 9 and lost 2. I don't care. But if I was 2-9, I would care. If I was losing arguments, I would care. If I was getting sued, I would care. Listen, if you're a rich dude, right, and you got a whole lot of power and authority, you don't want to lose. It don't matter if you got the money to give. The point is, if you keep losing, people gonna look at you like how he get this dude is an idiot with money. Like that's how we look at Bill Gates. You used to be the richest dude on the world, but you on the pedophile list. It don't matter how much money you got. Listen, bro, if you on the pedophile, you know, probably all of the rich people, everybody got secrets. I'm not saying all of them got secrets to where they messing with children, but everybody got secrets, embarrassment stuff they don't want nobody to know. What I'm saying, bro, imagine how stupid you look on the pedophile list. Ain't nobody care about none of your money. Look, there used to be an argument between who is the best president for Democrats out of Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. Bill Clinton ain't even on the list no more. You know why? The Democrats don't want no parts of the pedophile list. If you on the pedophile list, you an idiot. Oh, I got $50 billion, but I mess with children. It don't matter how much money you got, bro. That don't make you smart because you able to get money. You just able, that's a skill set. You understand that? Like being able to deal with people appropriately, that's a skill set. I know some guys, they are really good at handling all types of people, good and bad. It's a skill set. Just like being able to cut hair, or just like being able to drive a car really good. It's a skill set. So getting money is a skill set. That don't make you smart in life. You know what I'm saying? That don't make you intelligent. That don't, just because you can make $1 billion don't mean you know how to negotiate a deal between Iran and the United States. Because you can make $1 billion. Because look, if you know how to get money, let me explain this to you. This what's going to happen. You going to make $2 billion while you president. You see what I'm saying? Because you know how to get money. You know how, hey, we got to invest in this stock. You know how the drone companies, you know how to get money. You know how to, if you file bankruptcy, you know how to get money. That doesn't make you intelligent, bro, because you could get bread. Because ain't no smart person gonna have their name on the Epstein list. If your name on the Epstein list, you an idiot. How you smart? I'm saying through all these times, and look, this dude just my dude. He just my dude. Through all these times, Elon, he got the money to be in the same circles. Now you heard them, Elon name ain't on no list. Elon wasn't accused of messing with no children. Jeff Bezos wasn't accused of messing with no children. It's a bunch of rich men who weren't accused of messing with children. If your name on that list, I don't care how much money you got, you a straight idiot. You don't understand how stupid, rich people stupid too. They just got the money to cover up their stupidity. And if you broke, you ain't got the money to cover your stupidity. So all your mistakes is gonna be revealed. But if you rich, you making the same mistakes as a broke man. It's just he got the money to cover up whatever going on. That's all that's going on. It don't mean that you got more intelligence than nobody. The Bible says, that's why I'm smarter than you. I know the scriptures. The Bible says that with the wisdom of one poor man, he saved the whole city. That's what God said. And I'm talking about back then, listen, back then it's just like today, they got advisors. So the king, he got advisors. He got magicians, he got all kind of people. He got wizards, he got everybody. And the city was finna be destroyed, and the king and all his people, they can't figure out how to solve a problem. But they had a poor man in the city who God gave him the wisdom to solve that problem. That's what it takes, his wisdom. It ain't got nothing to do with your power and your money. It's people who smarter than you, who got less money than you, who way smarter than you, who could solve. That's why we got a $39 trillion debt. Because our country been ran by smart, rich people, right? So they so smart, they so rich, they ain't got no $39 trillion debts in their personal life. But in America, they ran our country, and now they done left us with this debt. Think of every president that ran us. Even Joe Biden, they all millionaires. They all rich people compared to us. And I'm saying, look at what they done to our country, because you got money don't make you intelligent, man. You just know how to get money. Just like a dude who know how to rob, he know how to rob. Just like a dude who good with the girls, he just good with the girls. A dude might have 1,000 girlfriends and he might be sleeping with every girl in the world, but that don't mean that he's smart, because he know how to get girls. That's just a skill set. So you know how to acquire money, that's just a skill set. That don't make you smart. Elon really smart. You feel me? Elon building rockets to go to he really smart. That's smart. He does it himself. He a real engineer. He a real engineer. He really smart. All these people who are rich aren't necessarily smart. Hey, Susan, I don't work for no money, baby. You feel me? I don't work for no money. That's so funny. Ask your mama if they are. Love finds love, hate finds hate. We walk the path we choose. That's so factual. What's up from the Philippines, man? A tough guy won't sell you whoop tickets if that's what you call it. Earthkeeper, a tough guy gonna win. He ain't just tough, he's smart. You see what I'm saying? Some guys are tough and stupid, and some guys are tough and smart. So a tough guy who's smart, he just more focused on winning. You see what I'm saying? Iran is tough and stupid. So Iran, they gonna destroy their whole country. They tough now. Ask President Trump. Ask anybody who deal with the Iranians. They tough, but they stupid. Because America America has the power to wipe them off the face of the earth. They just know the United States ain't gonna do that. But I'm saying if you were smart, you wouldn't move like that in the first place. You get that? Iran is tough and stupid. The United States could be tough and stupid. Putin is tough and stupid. But Xi is tough and smart. That's the difference. See, Jesus was a man's man, but it wasn't about him being tough. He had all the power to destroy the world. He greater than tough. He powerful, extremely powerful, but he showed restraint. The most wisest, the strongest, the best leaders, they show restraint. That's about winning. You win and lose with restraint. That's part of discipline. Every fight that's an opportunity for me, I'm not gonna take it. And it's just not about me afraid to, like I said, I seen a man earlier who was talking crazy to me or looking at me. Well, I could have slapped the taste buds out of his mouth. I ain't gonna say nothing to him, and I walked off. Bro, I might would have responded different. Listen, you gonna see the heart of a man to where if he get in that situation with that dude who's 6'3" or 6, listen, you gonna find somebody to match her. It's not like the person who got a real beef with me, we finna fight or squabble. It's like they sitting there hunting me, and they going to find somebody who they could come put, and they trying to sick somebody on me who they think or know that I can't beat. So they found somebody 6'7", 330, and in my mind I'm questioning if I can even reach him with that hook. So you know what I do, but it's my intelligence. I'm not gonna back down. It's that courage. I'm not gonna back down. So I use my intelligence to circle him, to draw him out from that spot, and to get him in the open place. But the toughness in it is when he charged me with that knife, to knock that knife out his hand and to come this close from taking his own life. That blade was this. I had one too in mine. Look, some dudes, whenever they fight, they get in these little shanks that's just gonna nick somebody. When I come at you, I'm gonna come at you with a knife that's as long as your leg. I'm gonna try to decapitate you. I don't believe in using a weapon that lames. I believe in using weapons that kill. I don't believe diplomacy. You should use diplomacy and not try to get in the fight or try to use your fist if you using a weapon that lame. Because you going against a dude who could fight. You got a shank, he gonna kill you with that shank. I use weapons that kill. And he was this close. And the reason he didn't get a second strike, because now he ain't got no knife, but I still do. And the reason why he didn't get that thing in his neck, because his little girlfriend was there and she saved him. He pulled out his phone and started recording me like a little girl. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. It's like the courage. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not going to beat everybody. I'm going to use my wisdom and knowledge. I got God walking with me. Sometimes God will tell me. Sometimes it's the devil. But I'm going to try to listen to God, have that understanding. This ain't no easy. It's complicated. But it's life. And it's necessary. If that's how you feel, Eric, that's fine. I'm glad you feel like that. Ain't nobody care. You got to understand, Eric, I don't care about how you feel. Your words don't have no meaning to me. Who cares about how you feel? It's funny. I'ma laugh in your face. I don't care how you feel. You see what I'm saying? Like this, the internet. Like I used to be the dude who get mad at the internet and get mad at people in the internet. I think I learned that from academics. He talked about Meek Mill. Meek Mill is a crash out because on the internet he trying to act like he in the streets. And people just on the internet, they gonna keep getting at you if you feed into it. I'm saying on the streets in real life, I don't care what you say either. I'm just not gonna let you disrespect me to my face. And I'm saying on the internet, I definitely don't care what you say. You can feel however you want to feel. It's irrelevant to my life. Your opinion, listen, if you feel like I'm a loser, that's not helping me in life. I have an organization owe me $20,000 and I'm waiting. I'm sitting here waiting. We waiting on the $20,000 they owe me. So everybody knows next week or something like that, we got a meeting for that $20,000. You see what I'm saying? I'm not studying none of y'all. I don't care how you feel, how you think. I'm prepared for everything that they got to do or that they'll send my way. I'm prepared for it. I'm ready for it. He said, don't run, bro. I go to New Mexico. I don't care. I'ma just get my money. $20,000, that's all I care about. Listen, look, I want to show y'all something just for a second. Bro, I'm out here getting it in. Y'all look. This New York. Let me show y'all so y'all can understand it for real. This New York. Anywhere you go. This is Saturday in New York. Anywhere you go, bro. Look, I'm on the upper west side. I'm away from everything. You know, I be in Midtown all the time. We stream down in Midtown since I've been in Manhattan. Every time I've came to Manhattan, I've been in Midtown. You know what I'm saying? But they moved me to the government, like I'm up here on the upper west side. It's neighborhoods, residential, it's real nice. It's people everywhere though. I don't care about how they feel or what they think. Listen, this woman walking up here with these children, she could think I'm a loser, I'm homeless. That's not gonna help me get that $20,000. I'm not like you. President Trump get mad because he can't make the deal. He trying to get this Iran, he's aggravated with it, and I understand that. I'm aggravated with this too. I'm aggravated with people harassing me. I'm aggravated with the thought that next week, because I have a meeting, my opponent's gonna try to cheat. I'm aggravated with that. I don't care about none of that. It's not gonna change. I learned something. Your feelings and your emotions do not change reality. I got this 6'7" dude, 330-pound dude coming at me with a knife. And do I have some fear? Yes. Do I have this? Yes. Do I have this? That's not gonna change reality. I'ma stay zoned in on that knife. And as soon as he get close enough, either that knife, I'ma either knock that knife to the ground or I'ma cut his hand completely off his body. Because the only focus in my mind is that knife. He ain't gonna punch me. He got that knife in his hand. So I ain't looking directly at it, but I got really good vision in real life, and I got a spiritual good vision too. And I'm sitting there looking at that knife. I'm either gonna knock it out his hand, which I did, or I'm gonna decapitate him. The next move. If he poked me with that little bitty knife, the next time he swing it at me, I'm gonna cut his hand off. Forget the fear. Lord, forgive me, I almost said something else. Forget the fear. Forget your emotions. Forget everything. Your emotions are not gonna help you out of a situation. I got taught that. Trained dog. Yeah, I'm a trained dog. I got taught that. Forget your emotions. This ain't got nothing to do with my emotions. I got a mood disorder, a disability. I got extreme highs and extreme lows. And my opponents, they try to poke with that. Like in the Bible, Paul says that he had an ailment. He prayed to the Lord to remove it from him. God wouldn't take it from him. I got one too. My ailment is my disability, my mood disorder. But even with a mood disorder, I guess that's why I had to be trained to control my emotions. Fear. Don't I can't concentrate on fear. I don't concentrate on no emotions. I know what's right. I know what's wrong. I got the experience. I know how to navigate through them situations. And that's what I do. Forget an emotion. Forget how I feel. Forget how you'll feel. Getting that 20,000, I done got the money. First time in my life I got over a $10,000 check at one time. I got 14,500 in November of 2025. Excuse me, November of 2024. In May of 2025, bro, I got 18 racks at one time. So within 6 months, I got, in one situation, within 6 months, I got 14,000 and then I got 18,000. That's $32,000 within 6 months out of just a couple of cases. I know what it takes to get the money. I started Legal Wars Live in the war room. It takes extreme focus. People are so used to using other people to manipulate you. They'll use your mama to manipulate you. It's psychological operations, psychops. Military use it all the time. They'll use all kind of people to try to manipulate you to a spot. I don't care how the people you use and feel. Listen, I told my boy LJ, he talked about getting embarrassed, and I told him this the other day. When I used to do, my mama said when I was 5 years old, I gave a speech in front of the whole school, kindergarten, when I was graduating at 5. And she talked about how embarrassed and ashamed and how nervous she get in speaking in front of people. I feel those feelings too. At 5 I did. But look, one of my teachers told me something that gave me the courage that my mama didn't have to speak in front of people. I don't know if my daddy has it, but yeah, he does, because he preached sermons at his church. So, and he taught classes, so maybe it's just in the genes. But my mama raised me, and what gave me the courage, I'm sorry, bro, like, interrupted. People, like, I guess they just so infatuated with me. They ain't never seen somebody doing a live stream on the phone. I guess they don't have YouTube and they don't see people do live streams. But listen, what me staying focused, you see what I'm saying? That's a good example. What a teacher told me is, a teacher told me to look at the people in the crowd and picture them naked. You know how embarrassed you would be if you in front of everybody like that naked? So look at them and picture them naked. And as 5 years old, that's what I started doing. So what happened is, in my mind, you know how the people able to get on stage, they don't think that highly of the people. It doesn't matter what mistakes I make. This is who I am. You can accept me or reject me. I don't care. It has no bearing on my life. Bro, I get my cases from another city. I get my cases from a business. I get my money. I'm getting paid from a court. And I'm saying I'm getting paid from the dude, bro. I done got paid from attorneys that I done cursed out and talked to like dogs. I done cursed out and talked. That's what we do in this field. I done cursed out this attorney and talked to him like a dog, and they paid me in the end. That's who I get my money from. Lawyers, businesses, police departments, insurance payments. I don't get my money from people. If I was running for mayor, y'all must think I'm trying to be a politician. If I was running for governor, then yeah, it would be important for me to, if I'm running for governor, it would be important for me because I need the people. I don't need people. I wrote a case for a lady and she owed me $40,000 for that case. I'll write the case and I'm gone. You see what I'm saying? I don't have no dealings with my clients like that. I don't need clients. Guess what you don't realize? Me, how I survive, I get my money a supplement from the government. That's how I'm surviving right now. I don't need no human beings to get that money. I don't need no human. Everybody out here can hate my guts and my bill's still gonna get paid. Everybody out here can hate my guts and I'ma still get 20,000, 40,000, 20,000, 30,000, and 40,000. I'm still gonna get paid. So all I gotta do is focus on what I gotta do to get paid. You feel me? We'll worry about people liking me or not liking me or fixing my image after I get paid. We'll worry about me not wearing the same ugly hat or getting my hair looking better after I get paid. We'll worry about all of that. We'll fix the image after I get paid. We did this on Legal Wars Live before. Y'all seen me do it before. I just didn't get enough money. That's all it is. This time when I get paid, it's going to be enough money. I'm going to make sure of it. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm not you. You got to realize that I'm probably not nobody you ever met before. That's another thing. A teacher didn't have to tell me to be unique. God made all of us different. He made all of us looking different. He made all of us like this, bruh. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You ain't got to tell me to be unique. You know what I'm saying? I know to be unique. God made me to be unique. I'm not trying to be like you. God told us as Christians, we are a peculiar people. He told us to come out from amongst the world and be separate. Some of us Christians, some of y'all preachers, y'all are so ingrained in the government, society, the rest of the world. You gotta understand that, man. I'm not trying to get the approval of people. You are. So you think that rejection is pain. It's not pain to me. I think somebody explained this to me before, because we were talking about pain, and he said for some people, smelling an onion, you know how some people cut an onion and their eyes get watery and their nose get burny. He said that's pain for them. My eyes done got watery and nose burned, but somebody who experienced real pain in their life, they know what's pain. My mama died, that'd be painful. My daddy died, that'd be pain for me. My siblings, one of my nieces died. My little nephew, man. I remember my little nephew, I don't care what we might have or don't or get along, go through. I remember him as a baby. I love that boy. My heart, I'm a loving person. I'm a very loving person, but I learned how to detach my feelings and emotions from reality. Your feelings and emotions, how you feel about a situation and how a situation really is, don't necessarily normally coincide. And when they don't coincide, that's how you get mistakes in your life. I had to learn that. How I feel, I don't want to be a homeless, whatever you call me. That's how I feel. But it don't matter how I feel, and it don't matter how I want. This organization disrespected me. I know if I sue them, I know I have the possibility of losing everything I have. Well, I know what's right. I know what's wrong. I'm going to stand 10 on what's right and let the chips fall where they may. So I got to sue them. It don't matter how nobody feel. It don't matter how I feel. It don't matter how I want. Can you imagine every day wake up with the opportunity to choose to go stay in a condo in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, brand new inside of there, with a view, my own room, my own everything, and I don't have to pay no bills. Feet propped up on YouTube every day, you know what I'm saying, doing the things I want to do, going to the beach when I want to go to, just chilling. I could either do that or I could be in New York trying to fight the good fight for justice. One of the two. Having to walk around with your bags, walking 5-6 miles a day, sweating, having people coming at you, saying all kind of stuff, living over here, living over there, just going through it. You could choose, the Bible said, I could choose to suffer with the people of God than rather enjoy the pleasure of sin for a season. I choose rather to suffer for law and justice than to enjoy the pleasure of being accepted by you for a season. So it don't matter how you feel about me, baby. That's what I'm saying. I used to would get mad at that person saying that and blow up. But like I said, I got trained. And I'ma love that idiot. That's a tweaker. Y'all, these are tweakers I'm dealing with. 70-year-old tweakers. You a tweaker. Talking about living with your mama and stuff. If I wanted to live with my mama, I wouldn't have left her July 15th. Listen, bruh. We loyal with our parents. I was born in the South, close with my mama. I'ma usually live somewhere close to her. I had an apartment in 2022 in a gated community. You see what I'm saying? That's within miles of where my mama was. Not far from where she was, from where she lived. You see what I'm saying? And then something happened, and it put me in a situation where I had to decide to whether I could continue to live there in comfort. You guys gotta understand, I had been in Texas after I didn't finish telling. Left the apartment in 2022, right? I moved to Houston, okay? I stayed in Houston till 2024, the beginning of 2025, and then I dropped in with my mom for a couple months. I had the opportunity to build and to stay, but instead I chose to go fight for justice, to go chase justice, bro. That's what I chose. You feel what I'm saying, bro? I chose to go fight and chase justice. You feel me? I chose to go fight and chase justice. That's what I chose. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Life is about choices. I'm not going to let somebody who got money and power dictate what I do in my life. He could have everybody out here who hate me. A man taught me that. He said, your problem is you too worried about what people feel or what people think. That's why you will never get no money. The way I was trying to get money, because I'm combative. So I'm trying to get money from where I'm getting money from. And he said, you will never have no money if you too worried about what people think. Like if she walk by and if she say something about me, and if I hear him say something about me, then I'm going to respond to what he's saying because he's saying something about me. You can't disrespect me, not to my face. You could tell your wife that and don't say it to me and we straight. You just can't disrespect me. But caring about what he think, I don't care what he think. After he say what he say and I say what I say, I never see him again. I don't care what you think. You just can't disrespect me to my face. Me responding to that disrespect to my face isn't me caring what you think. That's not me caring what you think. I don't care what you think. You don't see me trying to talk to none of them. You don't see me trying to be friends with none of them. I'ma just go about my daily life. Even the females, you don't see me hollering at none of them. Because I'm not here for nothing but that 20,000, number one. After I get that 20,000, I'm looking for that 40,000. While I'm sowing that seed for the 20,000, I got another meeting to sow seeds for another 20,000. I got 40,000 in Connecticut and I got 40,000 in Westchester County. I'm trying to get these checks, bro. What these people feel about me, none of that matters. It's not gonna help me get the money. If they like me, it's not gonna help me get the money. If they don't like me, it ain't gonna help me get the money. You ain't understanding that. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get them checks. That's why I'm in New York. Once the fulfillment of me getting all of the money, once I get all of that money, I'm not gonna be in New York. How this dude feel, it don't matter. It's irrelevant. He got his own life to live. Why should I care about how he feel about me and my life? He got his own life to live. My life shouldn't be have no relevance on. But if it does, it does. You can't get, it's like the internet. You can't get in your feelings about how people feel. You're gonna stay there. You'll never go nowhere in life if you that worried about what somebody feeling or saying about you. He say you a homeless bum. If it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not. Who cares? If it's true, his opinion, I'ma sit here in his opinion of you. I'ma sit here in your opinion of me. And meanwhile, you ain't accomplishing nothing in life. You ain't gonna get nowhere in life. If you had $10 trillion and he said you was a great guy, that's not helping you get no money. You gotta do the things that help you get money. Bro, listen, I got a lot of extra time. So with that extra time, I'll sit here and respond with people. You see what I'm saying? Plus I have a disability. But I'm saying everything it do, and I talked to a family member the other day, everything you can ask my homies. Money through Friday, I'm a small business owner, bro. Everything it takes to get that money, I'm doing it. I'm not missing no task. Not one task. I'm doing extra. And this other stuff I'm not focused on. I might engage with you on something. You say something smart, I might engage with you. Ha ha, ha ha. We engaging with each other. But I'm saying, do I care what you saying or what you think or how you feel? No. That's a promise. Zero cares. You can have people on the street, like maybe they trying to teach me to be something or say something. Bro, I'm not concerned with none of that. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to live how I live, and I'm going to do what I do. And that's just period. Because you cannot control me with people. Look, this is what it is. First of all, they try to control me with money. You see what I'm saying? They just made me broke. Take my car. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, if he working at a job, take any kind of opportunities. That's what you do. I understand that. You fight a war, you try to freeze their money, you put sanctions on them. It's hard to fight a war, so that's what they did to me. But I didn't give up. I didn't care. I don't care. You see what I'm saying? I lived a vast majority of my life in that situation, so I told myself, I'm going to just sue them. I'm going to just continually sue them, and I'm going to just make money off of suing them. So that's what I did. I started suing them, and I made money off of suing them. And so now that I understand that's what it is. Listen, this is part of the game. People gonna get mad at you. I ain't suing people who ain't got money, who barely got money. You see what I'm saying? If I do that, that's just punishment. Who I'm going after are the billionaires and the people who got money. You see what I'm saying? These organizations like police organizations who need training. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm about, bro. Like, you just gotta realize what I'm doing. Like, you can say whatever you want to. If you disrespect me, I'm gonna comment on that disrespect. I'm not gonna let you disrespect me. Ain't nothing changed about that. Ain't nothing changed about that. You not gonna disrespect me and say something stupid. I don't care if you got females saying it. I promise you, I'm gonna comment on it 10 out of 10 times. The way it's gonna stop is you gonna stop doing it. And then you're going to try to say, hey, look, this is what my opponents will do. The court will say, okay, well, he finna get paid. Well, they trying to say, oh, we ain't going to pay you if you keep on doing A, B, or C. So what you going to do is you going to stop doing what you doing and I'm going to get paid. Because I'm telling you, all you going to do is get sued and lose. You can't stop nothing I'm doing. They didn't try. They've been trying. They can't stop nothing I'm doing. Just don't disrespect me. That's all I'm saying. I don't care how you feel. Just don't disrespect me. That's all I'm saying. How you feel is your feelings. I don't care. Don't disrespect me. Real talk. You see what I'm saying? Bro, I'm not in a situation where I came to Manhattan to live here permanently. This not no permanent situation. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's not like you could say I'm a part of your community. Or you could say I'm visiting. You see what I'm saying? You can't say I'm a part of your community. You could just say I'm visiting. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm saying. I'm saying you just can't disrespect me to the face because you could lose your jaw. I could break your jaw. That's why you don't disrespect me to my face. That's all I'm asking you. Don't disrespect me to your face. I don't care how you feel. We from different worlds. You from a world where you a coward and you walk by and try to say something to somebody, but you don't look them in their eye and say it. I'm from a world where I'ma look you in your eye and say what I gotta say, and I'll break your nose right here. The only person who could save you, both of y'all together, is NYPD. And the reason why you doing it is because they told you that I don't want to go to jail for breaking your nose, but I'll break your nose. You just can't disrespect me to your face. I'm saying, bro, look in the mirror. You think I care about your opinion? You not where I'm from. Where I'm from, we look at you like you a transgender. You see what I'm saying? Men got courage where I'm from, but you don't say it to my face. Because if you say something to where you want to scrap, then I'll break your nose. And you know that. That's why you keep walking. Don't say it to my face. I'll break your face. I don't care how you feel. It's the point. This ain't about feelings. It's the point. I don't care how you feel. How you feel is irrelevant. It's the point. don't disrespect me. You see what I'm saying? Listen, everybody can hate me or not like me, but they gotta say some words to me because they act like, look, it's like trying to make somebody, it's like you trying to make somebody feel a certain way because you gotta say words to me. You see what I'm saying? You gotta say words to me, but you just can't say it to my face, bro. I'll break your nose. I promise you. You see what I'm saying? Because in the right situation, you gonna say something and I'm gonna do something to you to make you wanna fight. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make you wanna fight. Your parents didn't teach you not to disrespect strangers, so I'll teach you. You see what I'm saying? And I hate to say it, but it's mainly white people who got a problem with doing that. Mainly, it's white people who do it. Black people will do it, but not on a larger scale. You see what I'm saying? But them white people, bro, they'll say stuff out their mouth, some crazy stuff out their mouth in a heartbeat. I told y'all that. I know a white dude who beat his mama. I'm from Mississippi. I know a white dude who will beat his mama. They'll say and do crazy stuff out their mouth in a heartbeat. Mainly, it's white people. I'ma just be honest with you. Like 90% of the situation. So you know, if I'm a black dude, it's halfway racist what they doing. They try to act like it's not racist, but it's really halfway racist. Because it's not a whole lot of black people that'll do that. Look, a black person to do something stupid, but you could tell that they've been told to do something stupid. She over here spraying air freshener, but she was told to do that, probably by a white man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 90% of that is coming from white people, bro. Because I'm saying the black people you see or do, but they not going to say or do something so disrespectful. And then halfway, maybe it's something inside of me that's looking at them like they racist. You see what I'm saying? So, bro, it's not no pain for me because I don't care how you feel. And this person who talking, they don't really know me. And I doubt that they care about what they saying until I say something to them to make them care. You see what I'm saying? After I say something to them, then make them care, then they gonna care. But this person don't know me. They probably halfway don't really care about what I'm saying. But I'm saying all they gonna do is right there. Y'all see NYPD? That's all they gonna do is call the police. Cause you a coward. And I'm not a coward, bro. I'm saying if I had something to say to you, I'm gonna say it to your face. I'm not gonna say it while I'm walking by. Look, this is what I'm saying. This is how they'll do. Okay, so I want to say something to this woman who's sitting on this bench, but it's 2 or 3 people in this group. So what they'll do is they talking amongst themselves, but they really talking to her. And they'll say, hey, look, I don't like Chinese people in our country. That's how I'm telling you. They'll say something to where they know they talking to you, but they talking to each other, but they really talking to her or about her, because just listen to their conversation. That's psychological operations. I'm saying if you walk past me, you guys, if y'all don't know, you ain't got 4 lawsuits against police departments. So if it sounds crazy to you or conspiracy theories to you, then understand you don't have 4 lawsuits against police departments. So it should sound crazy to you unless you got 4 lawsuits against police departments. You see what I'm saying? So listen, this one I'm saying, you done filed 37, 38 lawsuits against individuals over the last, how many years since I started this business? Less than 4 years. We almost on 40 lawsuits. So that might sound weird to you, but it's not weird. It's just life. It's just facts. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying you can't disrespect me. As long as you ain't disrespecting me, I don't care how you feel. That's your feelings. I'll never see you again. Bro, you see these people right here? I doubt I'll ever see any one of these people again in my life. Why should I care about how he feels? I won't see you again. This is Manhattan. I'm not from Manhattan. I move around the city. You see, listen, Sheikah, I don't care how you feel. Ain't none of that matters. How you feel ain't none of it matters. You'll never see him again. You see what I'm saying? I don't know these people. I don't live in this community. I'm not trying to live in this community. I'm traveling. I'm on tour. But you know what I'm saying? If I got to be in New York, this is where I want to be. This is the best spot in New York. Not the Upper West Side, in my opinion, but Midtown. down there between like 33rd Street and 53rd Street. That's the best part of the entire city, the entire 5 boroughs to me. You see what I'm saying? That's the best part of the city, and that's facts. If you guys have liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Hey, Dandelion, all your people on crack. That's why y'all keep messing with me after y'all losing all that money, because all y'all people on crack. Asmo, I'm not salty at all, my homie. I promise you I'm not salty. You gonna be salty after I get that paycheck, though. Them paychecks start rolling in, you gonna be real salty. King Fire, what's happening? My bye, my bye. Jared said you awesome. I appreciate it, Jared. But you know what I'm saying? I can't get no feelings off of those nice words either, because I got a lot to work on, man. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot to work on. You feel me? So I gotta stay balanced. You know, for the people who talking down on me or talking bad about me, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna put me down, or you're not gonna make me be what you say I am. That's just your opinion of me. Ain't nobody care about your opinion. See, let me tell you what it is. I come from a place around a very rich, influential person, and he thinks everybody, they sing songs to him. I swear on everything I love, they'll sing a song to him with his name in it that they made up. Imagine if you sitting in a congregation and people are singing a song to you with your name on it that they made up. That's gonna mess with your ego. So he thinking that when you find a person who doesn't care about what you're talking about, it hurts his pride, it hurts his ego. But he don't understand, it's not personal, brother. I love you. It's just that we ain't gonna be on the one accord on what you talking about on that ever. You ain't never, I'll never return to the South. It ain't gonna be when the tour over, or when a case over, or when this is over, I'm gonna come to the South. You gonna make me get ingrained in how I feel, and I'll never come back. Not to live. I'll just go down there, see my mama for 2 months, and I'll be gone again. That's all you gonna do. He thinking in his mind that he got some, listen, for y'all who don't know, this is called Legal Wars, and some of this content just to be about the legal wars that I go through. So, dude, I left Mississippi before, and saying I wasn't gonna come back, and I came back in 5 or 7 days. So he had that control over me to keep me in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worked that he lost that control. So in his mind, that's an ego thing. He can't control me no more. Oh, I don't care if he never come back. But then you got people running back around saying, I'm going to send you back home to Mississippi to your mama. I don't care if it's not him saying it, it's people in his circle in the organization. And to me, if one of them say it, they all say it. Because they all together against me or doing whatever they trying to do. You see what I'm saying? You will never be able to walk up to me and just take disrespect. I'll take disrespect sometimes, but I can't take it as much as maybe somebody else. I got the disability. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna constantly walk by me saying stuff stupid and I'ma just take it. I'ma tell you face to face, I'ma tell you what it is. I'ma get you right in your mind. I'ma get you right in your mind. You're gonna get embarrassed. I don't care how you feel. Any money that's supposed to come to me, I'm gonna get it. Today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, any money that's mine is gonna be mine. You can't control or stop that. That's what you don't understand. If I'm not gonna get it, then it wasn't gonna be mine. Facts. You know what I'm saying? My pop said you come outside, you see a man beating his head against the wall, don't stop him. I'm not gonna stop you from doing what you're doing. I'm not trying to stop you from doing what you're doing. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. You cannot come and disrespect me to my face. You see what I'm saying? Look, this is a lot better. You see those people? That's better. Like, what you should do is you should leave and walk around. You see what he's doing? He probably not doing it because it is, but you should walk around. Just go around. Just go somewhere else. You just can't come to my face saying something to me. This man and his daughter walking by, I'm not going to say nothing disrespectful to this man. I'm not going to say nothing in his presence that he could hear, that he could take disrespectful. Like, say, if a white person, I'm not going to be talking about white people or in the presence of white people. You ain't got to say it to them directly. It could be indirectly. You see what I'm saying? Y'all don't know how the law works. Let's say if it's a group of white people walking by and I'm recording it, and they say the word N-I-G-G-E-R and I recorded it. You see what I'm saying? Then I could sue you if for defamation if something happens and I'm injured by you using that word. You don't have to say it to me directly. It's still against the law. If you saying it in my presence, you saying whether or not I could prove you talking to me or not. Like, I'm not trying to prove you talking to me. I've been doing this too long. I'm going to deal with you in a certain way to where when you step out of line, I'm going to sue you. Especially some white dude walking down this street where the cheapest apartment is $2,900. You see what I'm saying? And they probably ain't living in no $2,900 apartments, if you get the drift. That's too funny. Don't shoplift today. I'll try not to. Hey, Red G, what's up, my boy? He says, tell the bullies to repeat their actions. See, Red G, no. Let me post that. Red G been on this channel since it first started. He know. He saw when the bullies, he saw me get that $14,500. There you go, Red G with that donation. I appreciate you, baby. You know what I'm saying? The real ones, they gonna take care of your boy, Big Ghost Rider, man. You know what I'm saying? Red G, no, man. Red G saw me get that bread before. Red G was here when I got $14,500. Red G was on this channel when I got $18,000 and them haters been hating on me. Them bullies been trying to bully me, bro. He was on this channel. He know I'm in this for the money. He know I'm not in this for nobody's opinion. Listen, bro, I was in Mississippi. I was in Texas. We done heard people's opinions all over America. That didn't mean nothing. We heard your opinion in Texas. That don't mean nothing. We heard your opinion over here. That don't mean nothing. I don't care why you trying to do it. You might be trying to do it to stop me from talking to a girl, bro. That's the stupidest thing in the world, bro. They got web or sites with girls all over here selling you whatever they want to sell you. Whatever you want to buy, they'll sell you. On the internet, all over this city, this New York City, you know how many people out here. You can't talk to all the people out here. You can't stop nobody from doing nothing. But hey, I'll let them try. Because them trying to stop me from doing something has got me the most money in my life. Before I started this legal documents company, before I started Legal Wars in my lifetime, I never got $14,500. Never. In my life, I could say, listen, I done got $6,000, $7,000 at one time before, but since I started this legal documents company, I done did that 4 or 5 times, 6 times. Getting $6,000, $7,000 ain't nothing. I got tired of getting $6,000, $7,000. So I said I need over $10,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm working for a lawyer. I did a case for a lawyer. He got $50,000. He got the client $100,000, excuse me. But I only got $5,000 out of that. So I'm saying if I was a lawyer, I'd have been had $50,000, $100,000. I'm a paralegal. I ain't a lawyer. So I made the goal to get 10 and I got 10. Bam. Just like that, I made the goal to get 20. I came up a little short. I got $18,500. Now I'm making the goal to get a $25,000 check at once and a goal to get a $40,000 check at once. You see what I'm saying? I'm progressively short. It's just taking a while for me to get it. I'm going through some things. That's all it is, man. Listen, I'm not in your church. Dude think I'm in his church with his church members, and he could tell his church members that I'm a piece of crap and I'm supposed to walk around with my nose on the ground. I don't care about your church members. I don't care what these people think. It's irrelevant. Hey, bro, within 8 months, not even that long, 3 months, I'll never see them again. Where I'm going to see them at? They're going to be in California. I'm going to be in California with some. I was in Michigan. 35. I don't care what they think. I'm not going to be here long enough. Hey, Reggie said that's not the South, but love NYC because everybody mind their own business for the most part. You get some of these white people that come along, though, and they very disrespectful, Reggie. Reggie, there's a lot of areas for you could go where Koreans, you be around Koreans, you be around, you know what I'm saying, different type of Asian people, and yeah, they mind their business a lot of time. But then you'll have certain types. You know, I'm not trying to be a racist, I'm just being real with you. you have certain type of people, you know what I'm saying, they gonna put their nose up at you, or they gonna try to act like they're better than you. And a lot of times it's done intentionally, but I don't care. I like being around. You see what I'm saying? I like being around white people. Because if it irritates them that I'm here, then I love it. If it irritates them I'm here, I love it. I'm going to show myself every single day. That's how I got lawsuits. I'm telling you, that's how you get paid. They'll see me show up in their community, especially if it's a mostly white community, and they know I'm a civil rights dude, so they think I'm here trying to sue them. Because a lot of them be racist. They be undercover racists. I promise you, right here in New York City, they undercover with their racism. They'll try to paint it up as something else, but I'm telling you, I see the black people, and the black people ain't doing it. And then you see the white people, and you see the white people, we still got a problem with racism with white people. That's just facts. Because it's the black people, and the black people ain't doing what you doing. We still have a problem in America with racism. I'm just telling you with what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? And that's just facts. But it don't bother. It like everybody in the community ain't like that. Everybody not stupid, but the ones who are stupid, they stupid. I'ma call you on your stupidity. Nobody care about your lies. You could go around and with your propaganda and your lies, you will never break me, win nothing you tell. That's not how you get me. That's not how you win me. You're not gonna win me or break me like that. I'm not gonna argue with you over the internet. The internet is undefeated. How you gonna argue with somebody you can't even put your eyes on? They could use 1,000,000 bots and come at you constantly. I'm not arguing with the internet. The internet's undefeated. That's just bottom line. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I'm getting down. Red G, I thank you for that donation, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you guys haven't liked the video, y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Guys, right behind me is Central Park, the world famous Central Park. You know what I'm saying? You looking at the upper west side of Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Big Ghost Rider. Max, you said you're not a racist. Some people don't understand what being a racist are. You see what I'm saying? If you going around making up lies about a black person stinking, you a racist. If you think black girls are ugly with big lips and nappy hair, you a racist. If you think all black people eat chicken and watermelon, you a racist. When you categorize a whole race of people, you a racist. You see what I'm saying? There's black people, light-skinned black people are racist against other blacks. It's called colorism. If you are discriminating on someone because of anything, they race, they caste, they color, you are racist. Especially if you right. These kind of people right here, you rarely see that out of those kind of people. Rarely see it. Sometimes you will see it. They're not gonna go to the extent that a white person will go to. A white person just feel emboldened to say some outlandish stuff. I'm just telling you. Listen, I'm not telling you that a Korean person or a black person aren't gonna say or do things that you might say is right or disrespectful. Black people, listen, what if I was a racist, you know what I'll do? I'll hide behind a black man. I how black men attack other black people. You see what I'm saying? Black people violate civil rights just like white people do. I'm just saying that a white person is going to go further with it, especially when it's against a black person, than anybody else. They going to say some very despicable stuff. That's who they are. This ain't just in New York. They did it in Michigan. They worse in the Midwest and on the East Coast than they are in the South. They worse than in the South. In Tennessee, see so many black people. And the police different. You'll get your face rocked in Tennessee and get away with it. Shoot, they getting away with murders in Memphis. You talking about they murder conviction percent is like 30%. You see what I'm saying? Look, if I leave the house with clothes, I don't put on no clothes that you don't want nobody to look at you in. Because if you got the clothes on, somebody is going to look at you. If you don't want nobody to, you know why you put clothes on you? Because if you a woman and you walk outside naked, guess what every dude gonna do? They gonna look at you. Women in New York City, they walk around in headphones because you know what the guys gonna do? They gonna try to talk to you. So that's how you avoid stuff. If you don't want guys to look at you, don't put on clothes that make guys look at you. Real talk, there's girls that you will see, there's women, they walk by, they don't have on clothes that's revealing, that makes men look at you. You can't be a whore and wear clothes that make men look at you and then get mad when they look. That's crazy. I bet you ain't for you. That's it. And then if you going around a whole bunch of group of men, walk where they can't see you or be around you. You know those girls who she'll sit there talking to you and then she'll go tell on you. Or she'll have sex with you and when somebody find out, she gonna go tell on you and accuse you of rape. That's the societies that we building, bro. I'ma just tell y'all what it is. I'm a true speaker. We hadn't had this on Legal Wars Live in a long time. I just come cover the content and get off. We on tour. I want to stay on taxing the rich. You see what I'm saying? But I'm in the middle of these court cases. My boy LJ told me I should talk about nothing but this kind of stuff. Legal cases. But I don't. I talk about a whole lot of other stuff. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I expect them to say something racist. Look, if I look up, it's a white person, I expect something racist. For real, if I look up and it's a white person, they don't think they being racist, but they being racist, I promise you. They don't know that they being racist. The reason you probably don't have that problem in New York City, because you got so many other races besides white people, but white people still have a problem with racism. I promise you that. I'm telling you, I know. They don't think they do, but they do. Black people got problems too, though, but it's just that mostly it's not for being racist against black people, are racist against white people. Very racist. Very. Black people probably more racist against white people than white people are. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you. I'll tell you the truth. I don't care what side of the... If it's going against me, I'm going to speak the truth. But I'm not going to let you lie on me because that's what you want to be true. You see what I'm saying? If you want me to stink, I'm not going to let you say that I stink because that's what you want to be true. I'm not going to let you say that if you say something true, if you say I'm fat, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm going to laugh with you because I am fat. If you say I got a big forehead, I'm going to laugh with you. I might jank on you some deficiencies in you because you got them too. You just got to look in the mirror. And you got to realize whatever you're doing it for, God's not pleased with what you're doing. There's a better way for you to do that, President Trump. President Trump ain't the only one who try to do stuff the way he want to do it, even if it's against the law, and thinking that they got what this way of them doing it is the right way, even though they breaking their own rules. Our government breaks our own rules all the time. You see what I'm saying? If you don't want nobody looking at these girls dressed scantily, a girl come out the house wearing a bikini and she don't want no dudes looking at her in a bikini. A girl come out the house with her coochie showing. All you gotta do is look hard enough and I can see the definition of your coochie. If you don't want no dudes looking at you, don't come out the house wearing that. If you come out the house wearing it and the dude's looking, then stop crying. Don't come out the house dressed like a whore. Why you don't come out the house butt naked so he can see the whole thing? Because you know he gonna be looking at you. So you put some on, but you putting on some clothes where if he look close enough, he could still see your whole private parts. So you walking around with the definition of your private parts out there any dude could see, and you get mad when he look. It don't make no sense. If you don't want the dudes to look at you, don't put the clothes on. Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe it's you who need to learn the lesson. Because what I'm saying is right. Because if I'm looking at the girl, I promise you I'm not lusting at her. Ain't no parts of my body that became aroused. I promise you. I have certain type of issues to where it take a certain kind of situation to get me aroused. I promise you, I done been, and I hate to say this, I just want you to understand who I am. Naked with a girl that I'm talking about, I've been lusting after. And now I'm with her naked. I've been on the internet lusting after, and I'm with her naked, and I'm still not aroused. So I promise you, I'm not aroused at nothing that's going on now here. I'm not even gonna talk to her. But I'm just saying, if you don't want no dude looking at you, don't put on certain clothes. I'm trying to help you. What I'm saying is the truth and what's right. She might have those clothes on, and some crazy dude might look at you, and he might get aroused in a certain kind of way, and he might rape her. You know how many real crazy dudes out here? For real. I'm just being real with you. Don't let your girl leave the house with pants on that show the outline of her private parts. That's how you solve that problem. But he can't do nothing about her doing that, because she gonna do it anyway. She walking around, and you could just look at her and see her whole private. I promise you, them girls wearing that pants, if you look at them hard enough, you could see the whole definition of her. She might as well take the pants off. You see what I'm saying? So she walking around in them pants. Listen, my girlfriend, I ain't never had a girlfriend. We're in the house. I remember I had one girlfriend. I'm going to say her name. Her name was Annette. One girlfriend in this situation. I done probably had about 10. And I told her to bring those pants to, I bought her a couple of pair of those pants. You see what I'm saying? Because whenever she wear those pants, then she know, look, I'll be in the house, and I'm saying, like, I have to make myself get to where we gonna go. But when she got them pants on around me, she gonna get I'm gonna make her feel like a whole woman, because I'm a gentleman. I promise you, the girls that they have experiences with me. It's an experience. And I'm gonna take her to the highest level of this experience when she got them pants on. But she'll never leave the house, bro. I used to talk to my girlfriend about, why your pants so tight? Because I'm a dude, and I know what's gonna attract me. You wearing pants like that is gonna attract me. That's just the bottom line. That's what them pants do. I'm a single man. A Christian man, but a single Christian man. I'm not gonna say nothing to the girl, but her wearing certain pants and girls with certain shapes, that's gonna attract me to her. That's why they wear the pants. Oh, they're comfortable, really. Not having no pants on is the most comfortable out of all of them. But you put clothes on to be modest. So I'm not hating on her wearing them pants, trust me. I love a beautiful woman. I think the greatest thing God created for a man isn't $20,000 check. It's just Ghostwriter is a Christian, and I know I have to wait on one woman, and I have to be able to take care of her. That's what it takes to be able to take care of a woman getting the money. But I'm saying, bro, the greatest gift, listen to me. I'm going to say this slowly. The greatest gift God created for a man is a woman. I'm a single man. If you have a female that's walking, I'ma be attracted to a female. I'm attracted. If she pretty and she sexy and she wearing certain clothes, I'm attracted. I'm not gay, you doofus. I'm not finna get up and say nothing to her. I'm not finna put my hands on her. I'm not gonna disrespect her, but I'm attracted. That's all that is. If you can't understand that, that's your problem. You the crack smoker. Remember that. You got people in your circle that used to do methamphetamines. I ain't never touched a methamphetamine. Ask about me. I got one homeboy right now started doing meth. We stopped talking to him. We disassociated with him. And he used to lead the whole clique of us. And we quit talking to him. I had another homeboy started smoking crack. We did the same thing to him. I don't mess with no crack. I done a lot of, well, not a lot of drugs, but I done some drugs. We ain't never did no crack. We ain't never did no crystal. Look, we got 2 girls that's walking by right now, okay? And I'm saying that they dressed in a way that's not gonna make a man stare at them. I'm walking in a way where my private is covered, and I'm walking in a way where my back is covered. So that's modest. They dress modestly. You see what I'm saying? Even if they showing her shape, she dressed modestly. She got on shorts that ain't hugging her. You see the older women walking by. The older women dress modest. The older women, she wearing pants that ain't hugging her body. Look at my pants. You see what I'm saying? It's the same situation. I could wear these kind of pants that's that tight. This lady, she wearing clothes that's not hugging her body. That's modest. She come out, if that was my wife, that's how I want my wife to come out the house. You could be the finest thing in New York. I don't want all the dudes in this city to see your shape. These girls walking outside with pants that's showing that so every dude can see their shape. And then you crying when some dude look at her or grab her or touch her, you idiot. I don't want my girl to come outside like that. I want her to dress like that woman or that girl, young lady dress. If she ain't wearing no dress, baby, don't wear no pants that's showing your whole figure. I'm saying all you gotta do is just keep looking, and you can see, just like she ain't got nothing on, you can see the whole outline and definition of her private parts. Why in the world are you wearing them clothes? And then complaining about a dude listening. Because I see plenty of people, plenty of women walking by and they dress modestly. They dress modestly. They dress modestly. She not dressed like that. She not dressed like that. Ain't none of them dressed like that. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. I see 10 females walking by, and all 10 of them are modest. I don't want to put the camera on them, but every last one of these women are dressed modestly. She dressed modestly. She dressed modestly. She dressed modestly. They all modest. They'll never have no problems with no dudes or no nothing because they modest. That's how God told them to dress. Why you think God told you to dress modestly? But you don't want to listen to God. You want to let your girl come out the house with the imprint of her coochie showing. And when a dude look at her or a dude touch her, you gonna think we in the wrong. But you ain't listening to God. God told you to dress modestly. But you letting these girls come out with their coochie showing. So if her coochie showing and I'm attracted to it, guess what I'ma do? I'ma look. 10 out of 10 times, I'm a single man. If you put something in front of me that I'm attracted to, I'ma look at it. If you take $20,000 in a suitcase and you took $20,000 in a suitcase and you sat it in my face, bro, I'ma be looking at that $20,000 because I like $20,000. I like fine women, boy. So I'ma look at a fine woman in my face. I'm not finna go chase after her. I'm not going to a strip club. You see what I'm saying? I'm not finna go follow her. I'm not stalking them. I'm not finna get up and walk behind her. But if she in my face, I'ma look at her. What are we talking about? Hey, full deck, if what you say, I'm a loudmouth, truth-speaking man. You can't stand the truth. That's a fine woman. She fine. I'm attracted to her. What's wrong with that? Look, I ain't done nothing to that girl. That girl walk by, I look at her, and she gone. I can see if I'm running behind her. Hey, baby, come here, baby. How many times you see me doing this? Come here, baby. What's your name, baby? How many times you seen me do that? Nah, baby, that ain't my style. I don't do that. But look, if she a gorgeous woman, I'm a single man. I'm just looking. Listen, look how your girls they dress modest. These girls coming out her pussy. All you gotta do, excuse me, y'all. All you gotta do is look hard. You can see the whole imprint of, like, don't come out the house dressing like that. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Have a good one.
You too, bud. Just come out dressed. Just be modest. If you modest, you will never have those problems. But if you come out dressed like that, that's what God said for a woman to be modest. Because when you modest, look, these women got pants on, they're modest. They dress modestly. You see what I'm saying? Listen, if you dress modest, it don't take away from your beauty. You still a gorgeous woman. It's just you making a man look at your face. You making him look at your face when you dress modestly. But if you dress showing your body, I'm telling you, that's going to attract me 10 out of 10 times. If I was in a position to get a girl, one of them girls came by me like that, I'm going to be trying to get her. Because that's attracting a man. If she pretty and she's showing her body or her shape, what am I saying wrong? Yeah, maybe they are. Maybe they are becoming more outspoken. I don't know. But I'm saying at one point they were really, really, really outspoken. You too, brother. You're welcome. At one time they were really, really outspoken. They were bad. They were horrible. You see what I'm saying? It's a beautiful girl. She a pretty girl. I'm sorry, y'all. That's what I need to start doing. Pretty girl alert. Pretty girl alert. I'm looking at her. I'm sorry. She pretty. That's what I do. I look at pretty women. I guess I got it bad. I'm not finna touch her. I'm not finna chase her down. I'm not gonna say nothing to her. I'm not gonna disrespect her. As a matter of fact, if I see a man messing with her, I'll probably protect her, defend her. She probably her safest around me. But she gorgeous, so I'ma look at her. I'm not hurting her. I'm not doing nothing to her. She pretty. A lot of times I might tell them that. They just start giggling or smiling, or she feel uncomfortable. I'ma remove myself from the situation. But that don't mean that she not pretty. You see what I'm saying? If she let me know she feel uncomfortable, but you can't feel uncomfortable with me looking at you, that's stupid. It's the pants you got on. You your own problem when you talking about a look. You your own problem. Take those clothes off and they won't look, I promise you. Or it'll be a different look. Now, if I'm saying something to the girl and I see she uncomfortable, that's completely different. I'ma leave. 240 females, bro. I've been very active with girls in my lifetime. Ain't one female ever said I raped her. That's how I get down. That's how I move. I'ma be a gentleman with a woman. Even when it's time, even when she green light me to take her clothes off, I'ma be a gentleman with her. You see what I'm saying? Customer service. You won't return business. So that's how I'm trying to do. I'm not never gonna you ain't never get one story of me disrespecting no female, not one time. Not one time. What's the one story? You have a girl, she'll say, oh, he said I was fine. I ain't say it to you. I ain't come up to you and say nothing. I said she was fine. I walked off in Rite Aid, and this girl, she's on the phone with her boyfriend. She following me and my homeboys around Rite Aid. Now you following us around the store. What? I'm telling you, that's how these girls be getting down, bro. It's like something, but you know, it is what it is. If I was in a position to holler at one of them, it'd be a different scenario. But we not in that spot. We not in that position. So I'm not in that position. If you send a female by me that is gorgeous, I'ma look at her. Talk to me when I see her. Me looking at her is not a sin. It's not lust what you thinking. You might lust like that after another woman because you've been with one woman for 60 years and you might have wondered what it's like to be with another woman. I'm 46 and I done been with so many different kind of women, I can't count it. When I'm looking at her, I'm compare. It might be compare. I know how I feel if I could see it. That's how the kind of dude I am. I done been with so many the kind that you got, some other girl got it look exactly like yours. Some other girl does too. And I know how that feels. Cause I done been with it. I done looked at them before, all of them, every shape and size and color. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's not arousing me. It's just that I'm single and I'm attracted to that. Just like if you roll by right now with a 67 Corvette with some rims on it and reinstored red interior and it was white, bro, I'm telling you, I'm not only gonna look at that car, I'm gonna be over there talking to the owner. I might be lusting after that car. I like old cars. That's what I like. So if you put an old car in front of me, I'm gonna be interested in it. If it's a girl that's walking over there, I don't care about that girl. But if she coming, she's standing right in front of me and she attractive, just like that old car, I'ma be looking at it if she old enough. Just like that $20,000 suitcase, I'ma be looking at it if it's right in front of me. Am I gonna grab it and run off? No. Am I gonna still? No, but I'ma look at it. Y'all, that's 2 hours and 49 minutes, man. I went this long. We never go this long on tour. You see what I'm saying? A 3-hour live stream. I need 100 live streams, so I'm behind some live stream. So a 3-hour live stream, she gorgeous too. She got on modest clothes, and she is gorgeous as I don't know what. And you know what that did? With her wearing the clothes she did, it make you look at her face. The girl who walk around with her body showing, I'm saying, I'm looking at your body. Her face might be ugly. I can't even see her face right now because I'm so focused on her body. But the girl who wear the modest clothes, you don't look at her body. I'm looking at her face, and her face is gorgeous, and that gorgeous face alone will attract you to her. She don't gotta wear no clothes like that. And then if you wearing clothes like that, you gonna attract certain kind of men. You see what I'm saying? You want a man to be attracted to you at your face. So he could be looking at your face and looking at your words. If he's sitting there looking at your private parts, he not thinking about your words. He not thinking about your face. He thinking about getting a feeling and fulfillment within himself. But you attracting him to that by how you dressed. God put something in me naturally to be attracted to that, especially me with no children, because that's what that attraction is for, is to carry on life. So God put that in me to naturally be attracted to that. So I'm going to be attracted to that. God told me not to touch her. He said it's better to not touch her. And he said if I have sex with her and I'm not married to her, it's a sin. Okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to look. I didn't touch her and I didn't have sex with her. I'm not lusting after her. What I did wrong? That's what I'm saying. If you put a Corvette in front of me, a 69 Corvette, I'm going to be attracted to that. And if you put a fine girl in front of me who I could see her shape, I'm attracted to that. What's wrong with that? If you put $20,000 suitcase in front of me, I'm going to be attracted to that. I'm sorry. I like beautiful women. Obviously, she knows clothes she wearing because she knows she attractive. You them girls walking by with them kind of pants on, you think she don't know she attractive. You don't think, you know how many dudes try to holler at her? Bro, I'm telling you, you see them. Some of them, they walk by, she got so much confidence, she don't care if you looking or not. She know what she is. Some of the girls, they got less confidence. They only trying to attract a certain guy. They don't mean to dress like this. They not trying to attract my type. They only trying to attract a certain kind of white guy, but he not giving them. And some of them just wearing it just because they want to exercise and be comfortable. They all wearing the clothes for different kind of reasons. All I'm trying to say is if that girl got them clothes on, and if you let her come out, don't tell me about somebody looking at her. Tell me about when he talking to her. Tell me about when he disrespected her, or tell me about when he put her hands on her. I ain't even trying to get a number. I actually get numbers. I got a number from one of them dressed like that, and I ain't never called her. I get it. When I was into it, I don't care. I'll holler at 10 of them and get 1 or 2 numbers. Boy, I'm good at it. I'm used to reject. I used to mess with pretty girls. You see what I'm saying? Used to rejection. You got to get rejected to pull one. For me, at least. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if she'll try, I'ma look. I'm telling you, I'm going to look. If a dude walk by, I might look at him. But I'm saying something like that, bro. I'm telling you, I'm going to look 10 out of 10 times. Will I say something to her? Out of 1,000 times, maybe once. 1,000, I might one time. And put my hands on her, never. It ain't even a dream that I'll touch her. Not even a fantasy. I never put my hands on her. I rarely ever say unto her. I'ma look though. If she old enough, if she ain't old enough, then you just keep it pushing. You could tell by looking at her. If you got a question about it, then just don't pay no attention to it. What's wrong with what I'm saying? Especially you in Manhattan, you gonna get 1 million dudes to look at you literally every day. And they know that. And she walk out the house dressed in them clothes. What to expect? If she a pretty girl and I'm attracted to you, I'ma look at you. Do you get it? Do we gotta keep going on? I'm trying to help the crack smokers who brain fried, they thinking too slow. If she just like an attractive car, I'ma look. That's what it is. If you got a BMW out there, I like BMWs. Pull up with a Range Rover. I'm finna buy a Range Rover. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm attracted to that vehicle. The things I'm attracted to, I'ma look at it. Oh, you lusting after that Range Rover. He lusting after the Range Rover. He lusting after the Range Rover. You gotta be smarter than that. You gotta be smarter than that. I'm just being real. Just straight up. I don't care how nobody feel. How you feel is irrelevant. I'ma just be 1,000 with it. Just all the way 1,000. Cute girl, I'ma look at her. I don't care. That's what it is. She cute, I'ma look at her. Period. Nobody cares. Who cares? Go cry. Go call the police. Oh, he looking at the pretty girls. He looking at them. You sound stupid. Everybody looking at pretty girls. This dude gonna look at a pretty girl as she walk by him. Even the married men do it. You ain't gotta be single. The married men do it. God put that in them to do that. You just gotta control it. God put it in you to be attracted to a gorgeous woman. You just gotta control it. And I control mine greatly. You talking about 5 years, I had sex 1 time in 5 years. And I didn't make the attempt. It should have been 0 times. I did not make the attempt. They threw that girl at me. They threw her on me. They threw her on me. Go ask them. They try to throw more on me. They were throwing girls on me. They do this all the time. You putting that girl in my face. Just keep her out of my face. I promise you, you'll never have a problem because I'm not looking for nothing but that 20,000. I'm not, that's what you think. That's not factual. I'm not looking for nothing but that 40,000. You putting them in my face. You putting them there. Because other than that, she just walk by me and just look at her. She dressed modestly. But she walked by, I don't know how old she is. It don't really matter because I'm not going to try to talk to her. I know I'm not. Okay, like I was in Jamaica and 1 or 2 times I had females come and talk to me to where I had to chill with them. And I knew she was kind of young, but she had like 3 kids or 4 kids. I knew they probably was in their 20s, but they had children, so I knew they were old enough. But that's it. A couple of times a girl gonna come up to you. Most of the times it's you as the dude who pursuing that. And I know God said that it's wrong for me to have sex with a girl that I'm not, so I'm not gonna entertain it. But I'm not gonna not look when she walk by. I'm sorry. Tell her to walk around. Because if she walk by and she pretty, I'm gonna look. That's a pretty girl. She tall and she pretty, and she wearing them pants and she got a nice shape. And baby, I'm looking at you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's what I'm a dude. I would rather that. Listen, that thing right there. That's gorgeous. She's straight gorgeous. I'm sorry. What I'm supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do? To me, if you don't look at her, you a lame. That's a gorgeous. Listen. God created all women. Some of them, he made them just like men created all cars, but some cars men created are just better than others. And that thing right there, that thing is, I'll marry that. If I had the money and I was in the right position, I promise you, that something like that walk by me, I promise you, I'ma be on that. I promise you, I'm going to be on it. I need to get married. I'm attracted to that. I wake up every morning with that. But I never say nothing to her. Even when I got the money, I'm probably not going to say nothing to her. You know what I'm saying? I know my ops will bring them at me. You know what I'm saying? I know my ops will bring them at me. Y'all, look, I spilled something on my shirt. I just want y'all to see it. I spilled something on my shirt. I got to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? But y'all see me, though. They try to act like a nigga just be dirty. I don't care what nobody say though. Y'all excuse me from my language I've been talking. That's a pretty girl right there, y'all. Look, she a pretty girl. That's a pretty female. I'll turn the camera on you and let you see her. She dressed modest though. So she ain't gotta worry about no dude who gonna be sitting there staring at her. Cause she ain't giving them nothing to stare at. So if they look at her, they gotta look at her face. Because they don't have nothing to stare at. But if you give me something to stare at, I'ma look. You don't never see women that's older dressing like that. All women that come out older, they dress modest. She come back again, she modest. But she pretty though. And a pretty girl, you know what you do with a pretty girl like that that's dressed like that? You look at their face. She gorgeous. I'm telling you how this go. When a girl walk by, the first thing a dude gonna look at, I'm telling you, if you dress like that, that's all he could see. He can't help it. It's just genetics. You could turn your head and not look, but you still curious out the side of your eye. You wanna look. I don't play them stupid games. If they young, they young. You don't look if they not. But if she a grown woman, I'm a single man. You know what I'm saying? If it make you feel uncomfortable, don't wear them pants. That solved the whole problem. Y'all got to get out of here. That's an old live stream. That's 3 hours, man. Tax the Rich Tour, episode number 63, out here from Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? We on the Upper West Side. My homeboy, he on the Upper East Side. Y'all know LJ. LJ had hit me up, y'all. He usually go live on Saturdays, but he got his son today. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it looks, guys. If we go down there, y'all know my spot is Midtown. So if y'all see the skyscrapers down here, let me see if I could get them without NYPD messing with me. Y'all see those buildings down there? Those buildings down there going to the Empire State Building and the lights. You know what I'm saying? That's my spot down there in Midtown. You know what I'm saying? But I've been up here on the upper, they moved me up here on the Upper West Side, so that's where I'm up here living. Y'all, it's Big Ghost Rider. That's my time, man. Look, I want to show y'all something real quick. You see this girl on the right-hand side? I'm sure she's a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? Even though you might not think that's all the way dressed modest, that's modest enough to keep a dude from staring at you like that. So whenever she come by, instead of you gonna look at her face, bruh, because she dressed appropriately. That's all I'm saying, y'all. But that being said, that's my time. Christ is king, man. I'm not no lame. I'm not no square. I'm a Christian that recognizes that Christians do make mistakes and Christians can sin. You know what I'm saying? And I'm that kind of Christian. I'm a realistic type of person. I'm a realistic type of Christian. You know what I'm saying? That being said, y'all, that's my time. Christ is king, bro. I'm out here living. I'm refraining and restraining from sin. And that's all God asked me to do. I'm not trying to be square. I'm not trying to walk around acting like or thinking I'm perfect. because I'm not perfect. And I understand that I'm not perfect, but that's just what it is. I'm saying it is what it is. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She gorgeous. That's a pretty girl. That is a pretty girl. She could be a model. She pretty. I'm sorry. If she see me looking at her, if you see me looking at you, it's because you pretty. Because if you're not attractive, what dudes look at you that's not attractive? They gonna look at you like the dude. They just gonna glance and they gonna look away. But I'm saying, if you see a dude looking at you, then you pretty. You did your job. You attracted him. I'm saying she kind of like a little wave, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sorry, you a pretty woman. I don't mean nothing by it. I'm not going to come at you. I'm not going to do nothing to you. I'm going to give you your space. But you pretty. And it's nothing wrong with me acknowledging her gorgeous, or not necessarily her gorgeousness, because God created her. Acknowledging my creator for creating something so gorgeous. I do that when it comes to the mountains. I acknowledge something that's gorgeous. I take y'all to the mountains, I take y'all here, I take y'all there, and it's gorgeous. And it's beautiful. And I'm just acknowledging something that's beautiful. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. I don't care how nobody feel. I don't care what you think. None of that. That's just what I do. I'm not going to mess with nobody. I'm not going to say with nobody. There's two females walk by, and they gorgeous. So I just look at the gorgeous girls. They walk by, I ain't say nothing to them. I ain't doing nothing to them. I just look, I just admire the gorgeousness. That's all that's going on. You just look at them, admire them, and they just keep on moving. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just that kind of person. I just pay attention to things around me. I pay attention to the people. I pay attention to everything. That's how I'm so smart. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying they still standing there, and the girl, they pretty girls. It's pretty females. I'm a single man. I'm not going to no club looking for no girls. I'm not going to the strip. I'm acting like a Christian, but as a Christian, I'm admiring the gorgeousness of those women. They're gorgeous. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. That's as Christian as I could get. You know what I'm saying? That's a gorgeous girl, and she wearing clothes that's making you wonder, making you more curious. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, that's my time. You know what I'm saying? I love every last one of y'all, bro. I just come on the live stream and I speak the real. This the truth. It's the truth. Nobody might not want to hear it, but it's the truth. A lot of times them older women, when they wear their pants, they wear like a jacket around them. They dressed appropriately. And that's what you need to do. You need to dress appropriately, your wife, your daughter, or whoever when they leave the house. And the ones who don't dress like that, then it ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? If your girl ain't dressed appropriately and she around me and some dude disrespecting me, I'll protect her. Because I'm not that interested in your girl or anybody's girl or any female at all. There's too many of them around here. There's too many gorgeous ones everywhere. You see what I'm saying? When it's time to get married, God gonna send the right one for me. And I'm confident of that. Until then, I'ma just keep enjoying the sights. You feel me? That's my time, man. I love y'all, bro. We might be live tomorrow if LJ come back, you know what I'm saying, in time. If not, we'll be live on Monday. So we missed LJ's episode today. We're going to pick it up. Y'all, thank you for the donations. That's the most someone's donated, really, to the channel. You know what I'm saying? As far as not channel memberships or anything else, but just straight, like, gifts in a long time. I appreciate that, y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow or Monday, definitely, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, y'all. I'm out.